So this is the first ever Movie Impossible YouTube channel
You
recording.
tricked us.
This is
Wow.
it.
You tricked us.
Um, I, have you seen
Right.
the movies? First of all, have you seen the movies?
We've seen the movies.
We have seen the movies.
We've seen them. We actually went on a mission to watch as many movies that came out last year as we can. So we watched about 35, 40 films over the past, like, well, during the year, but like for the most part over the past 2, 3 months.
Well,
So
that's really impressive. I mean, and you're not
yeah.
getting paid for this, so like you
Put in the work
really,
in.
yeah,
No,
like
we do it because we love it. Pleasure.
For the love of the
yes,
game.
yes. I go by Mellow these days for just for my own
Sorry, Mello.
security. Mellow would be preferable. Yeah. Anyway, uh,
Oh,
ha-
it's funny because Nazi actually asked. He's like, "Who's Mello?" Because I think you invited him to the
yeah.
fantasy
Mm.
football, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this is who Mello is," and then he's like, "Oh yeah, 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 that's right." But why? So actually, explain why. What's going on with that?
So I
Where does
sort
it
of
all come from?
I
Yeah.
stumbled upon Mellow when I was on Clubhouse, like the identity of Mellow. I first used
Oh,
Clubhouse as a sort of place to recruit writers for this magazine I used to work for, but then I found out it's a dead end, and I
okay.
decided to not be serious anymore. And I put a picture of a cartoon melon that's flexing, and I called him Mellow, and I sort of stuck with the name.
Hey,
It's and also it's a tribute to my
yeah.
boy Carmelo Anthony, Knicks
That's
for
what I
life.
thought it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
so
Carmelo.
what I'm thinking is we'll do the best picture first. We'll get that out of the way.
Okay.
We get to talk about the films. We'll
Yeah.
so there's 10 movies. We'll be discussing 9 of them because all of us spoke off air about how we, let's just say it, we boycotted uh one particular movie. So we'll go through the list, and if you yeah, like I guess you could find out which movie that we missed out on. So American Fiction, we've got one, two, three, four producers on this: Ben Leclerc, Nikos Karamigios, Cord Jefferson, and Jermaine Johnson. What do you guys think of American Fiction? We'll start with you, Yasmin.
I really liked American Fiction. I
Hmm.
thought it was a very fresh, um, I think it was a very fresh perspective, right? It was very tongue in cheek, very self aware, but also, the comedy is what sold you on the movie, but it was the family roots of it, right? That's so relatable and so deep cutting about this film. I
Yeah,
thought it was a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, I think they sort of forgot the comedy along the way. It went quite dramatic, heavy on the family drama, which is
Yeah.
fine. I think you do need balance in these type of movies. But the opening 20 minutes was really fun. I don't know, Ibs. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was good. I was hoping for a little bit more
Mm,
absurdist kind of track that they didn't really go down. With the whole
There
like
were hints.
there were a little bit, yeah, there was a little bit, but like the Issa Rae character is just very over the top. The other the group of people who are like doing the voting
mm,
for the book. Yeah, I wanted him to like go way farther into the absurd with his weird like a rendition of that story that's supposed to be like quote unquote too black or
yeah.
whatever. Um, so it was okay. I didn't think it was as funny. I was hoping for a bit more funny, a bit more absurd, but it's okay. I think, sorry, just to like go back one step. I think the theme here that like the Oscars are going for, which I don't know how much it's important anymore. Obviously, the Oscars have become less popular over time, but they're they like to like play it kind of risky, but that for the most part safe. And this movie is like exactly fits that description.
Well, you could tell from who the host is. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel hosting the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
but Kimmel's
safe.
he's funnier than like the other late night hosts if they're gonna go for someone late night.
I mean, I think
And he
Conan
is safe.
once
Yeah, but
hosted.
he is like Mr. America. Like, come on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like the man has a role in The Bachelor.
Does he actually?
Yeah, he loves The Bachelor. They bring him out for the season finale every year.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so weird. He's also Bill Simmons' cousin.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
took
sure
us.
they had his grandmother on the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they did that.
No way.
Yeah.
The Golden Bachelor is when they like do older people.
Yeah, they did one season. I started, it was honestly like really well done. Not to take us down a whole tangent, but anyways, his grandmother's
fine.
on, she falls asleep. It's amazing.
She falls asleep for good, or she just
Falls asleep
oh,
in the middle of like everybody else is like really trying to like meet the guy, like show their best side, and she just knocks out. She's like, what am I gonna do? I'm 86 years old. I'm tired.
That's so good.
Oh, speaking of grandmothers, the mother figure in American fiction. I mean,
Yes.
it's really heartbreaking. It's a
Oh,
really
God.
deep, traumatic scenes where she has Alzheimer's and she forgets. But I wanted to mention what you said, Ibs, about that voting scene. I think that should have come way earlier. Like we needed more Issa Rae in this movie. I felt that we were robbed of like the absurdity that you talked about. Go ahead, Yasmin. You wanted to mention
Well, I
something.
was gonna say, I do think though, it was a super low budget film. They only had Issa Rae for like 4 days, and she was only on set for like 4 hours at a time for like the week that they had her. Like, I think for what they were working with, they got a lot of punch.
Okay, yeah. I just I was a bit greedy. I wanted more interactions between her and Jeffrey Wright.
That was, I think, the best scene when they do
It was stunning.
when he confronts her and then she's like, what does she say? She says,
she says something. Yeah, like she says she did the research, she did the interviews, that she did the groundwork for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what deems merit in like literature and art it was the conversation. It was interesting. It wasn't the worst, but like it also wasn't the best movie here.
I mean, I guess the ending, they kind of choked on the ending a little bit. It was like the like multiple endings to a movie. I don't know. I felt that they kind of chickened out. They should just stuck with one ending. I get that like they wanted to bring back the comedy and like have the producer say, okay, yeah, like the cheesiest one is the one that he likes the most, or it was the most graphic one that he liked the most. Yeah, yeah.
It's a graphic and it was ironic, right? Like they shoot the black man.
Yeah. If he died at the end, what if he just died at the end and then they cut the credits? Spoiler alert, that's what the sequel to Dune is about. We haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen Dune 2 yet?
I think we're gonna go later today.
We were supposed to go last night, but we got too tired.
All right. I mean, yeah, I think if they released Dune 2 before the voting, I think it would have beaten Oppenheimer. Like
really,
I think everyone knows Oppenheimer's gonna win. It's headed towards that outcome. But yeah, we'll talk about Oppenheimer soon. But I just want to go alphabetically here. Moving on to the like anything else to talk about American fiction. Any other thoughts?
I think the last thought that I would have is that, say what you want about the ending, but I do think that they had one of the more creative approaches to visualizing the creative process in a very interesting way. Both like I think about the alternative endings as well as the scene where he's writing the book where the characters are in the room with him. I think that everybody takes really cheap shots when they're talking about the creative process. Nobody really does a great job of visualizing it, and I appreciate that they tried something really unique and interesting.
Was there a dog in that movie?
Sorry?
Was there a dog in that movie?
Was there a dog in that movie? I think there was a pet, wasn't there? I mean, there was.
I can't remember. I think there was a dog, wasn't there? I know.
Yes, the love interest had a dog, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she might have
okay.
had a dog or something.
I have a
Um,
theory about pets in these movies that
mm,
win Oscars, but anyway, we'll
well,
save it.
I guess it's the perfect setup for the transition, Anatomy of a Fall, where the
Oh
dog
yeah.
is really the star of this movie. You have producers Marie-Ange Luciani and David Thion as the producers. I don't know if David Thion
Very
is
well.
French, but I'm gonna
Good,
guess
good.
Marie-Ange is French, based on the first name. I It's a 2 hour and a half movie
They're
of a
both French.
trial, and they did a great job at keeping the interest up. Like, you really wanted to know what happened, and then they don't tell you what happened. The movie fails to tell you, okay,
Oh man, I
this
don't
is
think
what
this movie
happened.
fails. This is the point. It's the whole point. Is like, what is truth? It's the stories we tell.
Fine. I mean, the movie is making a point, but the audience is saying, you know what? Why don't you
Finding.
tell us your version movie and let me challenge or accept the outcome? Like, at least give me that. I sat through this movie in the theaters, and at some point, I was sort of drifting off a little bit. There's some really slow moments, but that trial is amazing. I'm a sucker for law shows,
No
any sort
drama.
of, yeah, any sort of trial. That prosecutor should have been
Oh,
nominated for something. Like, he should have gotten a little nod or something. We'll get to the actors eventually, but like, his performance delivery, excellent.
Yeah.
Great actor. I'm skipping on the name, but I did not do the research on the name. I loved him so much that I don't even want to know his name. I call him the prosecutor. But yeah, like, Ibs, give us your thought on Anatomy of a Fall. What do you
I
think of it?
I thought the first 10 minutes were actually the best part of the
Mm.
movie with the murder, or not the murder. I guess we don't know. With the
he's coming right out and saying it was a murder.
with the suicide. Is your maybe my memory is just shot, but I genuinely don't remember a lot when it comes to this movie. I do like the beginning, the first 10 minutes with the 50 Cent song.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
The instrumental was amazing. The dog, the whole, like, it's very they it's very well made, and keeps the suspense up in a way that makes you excited for the rest of the movie. And unfortunately for me, no other scene lived up to that first 10-15 minute sequence. But overall, I thought it was good. I unlike you did really enjoy the ending.
You really
Because
enjoyed a non-ending?
it was not
I
it was
love it.
not a non-ending.
Yeah.
There's a lot of learnings. There's a
Mm.
lot. The characters change. They progress. They grow. You learn a lot that ultimately the judicial system is fucked, and it doesn't matter what
Okay.
the truth is. All that matters is how well you can defend yourself,
Yeah.
and that's all there is. And like I. This isn't the first time we see this. Is a classic. I don't want to call it a trope, but like a
It's a
type
classic
of.
tale. It's like a traditional
Yeah, yeah.
story that the director, what's her name? Justine Triet. She did a phenomenal
Yeah.
job. Like, some really
She's great.
interesting
Really
Yeah,
choices.
she's
phenomenal.
awesome.
What and the
But this
acting
is definitely
is
one of.
is really good too. What I would say though is that she got me edging, like edging. I really need to know that last scene when she's with her son. I'm like, oh wait, are they complicit? Is there some sort of, what is this message? And then at the end, she just sleeps with the dog, and
I
then the
don't know
credits
if that's
roll,
the.
and I'm
I
like,
don't know if that's
what?
the term that you think it means.
No, I mean, I know that they're not complete, but I'm thinking, what is the ending that they're going to deliver? What is the shock factor that she wants to bring? And there is none. It's just that,
Well, I
okay,
think that yeah,
No, I disagree.
I disagree.
There's a huge shock factor in that this lady's life was completely turned upside down. And also for me, it was more about like her boredom with her life, and the relationship between her and her husband, and that going sour. Like for me, it really wasn't about the trial. It was more about the relationship between the man and the woman.
I think it's also like a surprise how much the movie is actually from the perspective of her son.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the ending that we get, right? Is ultimately from his perspective, you know, he's told by the guardian that the court assigns that, you know, the truth is relative, and at a certain point you have to choose. And I feel like we get to watch him choose the version of the story that makes
Yeah.
most sense for him. And we watch that play out in his testimony in the court, and that's how they leave it.
Yeah, I think, come to think of it, it's sort of it's foreshadowed and during the trial that the ending is also going to be somewhat ambiguous, where
Yeah.
the recording that comes up,
Yeah.
and we don't see what happens. We hear sound
Right.
effects hitting, but we don't know who's done it. So yeah, like I understand that was the intention, but to do it at the end, I was kind of disappointed. Maybe um, if I
What
revisit it, knowing the ending, I might not be disappointed. I might have a different opinion of it,
Yeah.
but like right now, I felt kind of robbed.
how do
I'm not gonna
you
back away from this. A little bit
how do you
robbed at the end.
say
I wonder how much of it is meant to be like, you know, an opportunity for you as the audience member to examine why you feel a particular way or not about how it should have ended. Like, you know, each person walks away with that from that film with the ability to interpret what
Mm.
they think happened, which is going to like very much be a product of, you know, your the context that you walk into that film with.
how do you say Anatomy of a Fall in French?
Anatomy of a Fall.
Nice.
Isn't it like something shoot or something? Like I think they bring up
Yes,
the
we
title.
like that.
Anatomy
Anatomy
d'une chute.
Anatomy.
I just fucking love French. D'une chute. It's so much more poetic.
She had her own Anatomy of a Fall when she studied abroad in France.
Ah, so in Paris?
No murder, no none of that.
No.
To be clear, but
Mm. Yeah, I mean, don't you hate French? Don't you hate the sound of French? Ibs?
me,
Yeah,
I do. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is
We
not
messed
gonna help
up.
you get views on this channel, by the way, if you say that.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm anticipating 10 to 15 views at the most. So
nice.
this is what
Okay,
I'm like. That's I'm
so I
not.
can say whatever the fuck I want.
You could say, you
Yeah,
could
like
swear, you could talk about free this, free that, whatever you want, man. It's all good.
we're my only interaction with French people has been, well, I guess here in the US it's actually different, but like in Europe it's just been very xenophobic and they're very annoying and they, you know,
Untrue.
elitists think their
Yeah.
language is superior, all that stuff. And it's like,
But
all
it
right, dude,
is.
Hang on a minute. Wait a second.
Objectively is.
man, I need to go and to sleep. Like, fuck off. I don't know.
No,
You
like
know?
I agree that everyone knows they're xenophobic, like the white Frenchies, and it's kind of weird because your father loves the French football team, supports a
Oh
French
yeah.
football club, and yet you have this sort of I don't know revulsion towards the French. It's strange. I mean, it's
I think deep down he does too.
oh mm,
He just separates football, separates
separate
sport
sport.
from the
Yeah,
nation itself. Yeah,
Art from the artist,
yeah. It's
sport
like,
from the nation.
yeah,
yeah.
it's art from the artist. Yeah, it's like, people still listen to Remix Ignition.
All
Someone
right.
just was blasting it in the car,
Okay.
but he's in jail.
Okay, so we're gonna do that game where I ask you, who do you think, what do you think is the better movie, American Fiction or Anatomy of a Fall?
Oof.
And I'm even falls better.
Oh, I do think I liked Anatomy of a Fall better.
It's better.
Okay, all right. Um, okay, I think I'm on board. Like, despite the ending, yeah, I think I'm on
Yeah.
board with that.
Hey,
That
one more
scene,
thing, sorry. One more thing about sorry, when Mello. One thing
yeah,
to say is American Fiction is based on a book.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know how much liberty they took with the book or how much they adapted it to a T. So I struggle with thinking like it's hard for me to pass judgment on the story itself um, when like it's adapted from something else.
Hmm.
Because oftentimes what happens is they just want to make sure that they honor the story itself, and that's what the directors and the producers focus on the most versus like taking whatever was written and then trying to maybe potentially improve it or not if they enjoy it. So it's hard for me to say like, oh, this was a better story, because ultimately American fiction is handcuffed by being adapted.
Yeah, is it adapted or is it transferred? Is there a transference or is it an adaptation? So like
Yeah.
adaptation, you should have some creative license to make it your sort of interpretation on screen. But yeah, I did not read the book either.
I didn't read the book, but I have heard like one key difference is the book publishes in full the fake the satirically written novel.
Mm.
Um
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
which is pretty fun. And I do know that the writer rejected a number of directors that approached them before, just feeling like this group was going to adopt it in a very
Cord Jefferson.
yeah
Yeah.
All right.
faithful. But I do think that they had to you have to necessarily make some creative choices.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, nothing more creative than Barbie, our next movie. Nominated.
Wow,
we-
what a transition.
Are we gonna go through every movie and then what about the like non-Best Picture nominated movies?
I mean, we could save that to the end. Like, you could give us your Bob Blockbuster
Bob
list. I know you're
blah,
dying.
blah,
Bob blah blah from Arrested
blah,
Development.
blah,
Yeah.
blah's blockbuster.
The producers for Barbie, David Hyman, Tom Ackerley, Robbie Brenner, and Margot Robbie.
And
Yeah,
Margot.
yeah, she's.
I love, there are so many funny like memes and shit floating around Instagram where people are like, Margot Robbie like didn't have, like, she's just a lowly like actress, like she didn't have that much input. And you're like, guys, she like Barbie is her, like it's her movie. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That movie would not work without her.
It really doesn't.
okay, so I'm gonna like take a small dump on Barbie by saying that it's hilarious in the beginning. Then they left the movie, they went on a soapbox, and they realized, oh, we forgot the movie. Let's go pick up the movie and continue what the movie was supposed to be about. So there was this, they forgot the story, is what I'm saying. Like sort of in the second act where they're just
You're saying that, but that's what America Ferrera is nominated for, man.
yeah, that's what she's nominated for. Yeah, we'll get to her in a second, but want to get your thoughts, Yasmin, on the movie itself. Like, if you could contain your
I gotta tell
excitement a
you,
little bit. I'm kidding. You be free, girl. You tell me what you think of Barbie.
look, I'm a Barnard woman, as is Greta Gerwig, and that
Mhm.
movie is so Barnard coded. It was just made for me, I feel. I loved it. I think Barbie is a smash hit. I think that I understand the critique that some of the overtones were hitting people over the head, but I also, think that it's really it occupied a really important space. It was something that was widely received across the country and got a message out to young women that like truly it moved me to tears at the end of the movie. Like,
She did.
I cried both times that I saw the movie.
I mean,
I
yeah,
just like imagining being 14 years old and being able to see womanhood represented in that way on screen, I think is just so special and so overdue.
is it a bit inappropriate of me to say that Ken was my favorite part of Barbie?
I
Is it?
don't think so. I think that is
No.
totally fair game. And I think that's they did a very, very clever job having Kens play the foil of women in the world today. That helps make the struggle relatable to everybody. I think that they served the exact purpose they were supposed to, and that the fun that comes from the Kens is like that's part of the magic. It's what it's supposed to do. It's a movie for everybody.
Was it a movie for you, Ibs? Was it a movie for you?
What a segue. Yeah, I think it was. I love Greta Gerwig. I love Margot Robbie. Everyone knows, Ryan Gosling is definitely one of my favorites. He was also my favorite part of the movie. He was incredible. I don't know what we have to do to get him this Oscar win, but I do think
You got to remove Mark Ruffalo from that list because he. We'll get to that.
we gotta remove Downey.
We'll get there.
Downey's the one.
Fucking Downey.
But Iron Man. Yeah, no, I think like, okay, so this is a movie based on a toy by Mattel, and Mattel produced this movie. So like think about the hoops that you have to jump through to first of all get it made, and second, actually make it good. So you have a fucking toy company. Can we swear? Is that fine?
Yeah, we're
If you
Okay.
want to swear, swear, dude. I mean, you're free.
Okay. So
Just be you, man. Don't
okay.
give me this like.
overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Don't go
Okay,
sportscaster on me. Don't go Bill Simmons on me, please. Just
I don't know what you want. I don't know. This is your show.
This
you
is
have a toy
just to be
company.
clear. This is not my show. It's on my channel, but this is our show. We are making
Oh, okay.
collectively the show. This is a trio.
You tricked us, man. You were
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, we'll film a podcast.
Well, I did not give the specifics, but you knew it was
No,
coming.
you're like, we have video. We're going on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, easy, easy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of hoops that they had to jump through, and then choosing Greta Gerwig was also like just as a choice for Barbie is
Really
very
important.
very good and creative, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, now I'm interested. Like, you have my attention, because Greta Gerwig is like one of the best up and coming directors. I don't even know if we can say she's up and coming anymore.
I don't think so.
She's established now.
Established,
You have certain. You don't agree?
No, she is established. I mean,
Established,
I think Lady Bird was her coming out party, right? That
Yeah,
was-
like
Yeah.
you had like from Frances Ha to Lady
Ugh.
Bird to Little Women, which I loved. Like, there are certain directors who, whenever they make a movie, it's gonna get nominated for an Oscar, and I think she is a part of that group. Didn't get nominated for director, which is fine because Barbie is ultimately, a blockbuster. I don't know if necessarily everybody was expecting it to get this many noms.
Yeah.
I think she deserved director over a couple of these other guys. We'll get to it, but so there's a lot of hoops that they had to jump through. Ultimately, given all this context, I don't think the movie could have turned out better than it was. Was Will Ferrell kind of useless?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I guarantee you that was like a Mattel decision. That they were like, we want to make fun of this ourselves, and like, you have to get Will Ferrell in. I find it hard to believe that Greta
I
Gerwig
think
was-
Jimmy Kimmel would have done a better job as in the Will Ferrell role.
Yeah,
Hot take.
that makes sense. I
Hot
kind of
take.
like that.
Yeah.
But Ryan Gosling absolutely makes that movie. You cannot have the result that you
Yeah.
got with like a Margot Robbie and the Barbies if you
Mhm.
don't have that, like Yasmin said, with the foil of Ken, and he is so effortlessly funny.
He's so
Ryan
funny.
Gosling. It's insane how funny that man is without trying. Or maybe he is trying, but he's very subtle about it.
It's almost second nature to him to be an
Yeah.
entertainer, really, because
Right.
like whether it's a dramatic role. I mean, the sci-fi stuff, I don't think he's that good in it. Blade Runner was a bit of a snooze. But yeah, I'm sorry, I
you
didn't
are-
mean to hit you.
Oh, you are
I
so
didn't-
wrong there. That is Denis Villeneuve's best movie.
No, it's not. Watch
By
Dune
far.
2. Watch
is-
Dune.
Blade
Watch
Runner-
Dune 2, and then tell me what's his best.
I
movie.
have hot takes about Dune. We'll talk about Dune. I'm
Watch-
not,
we'll
I'm
get-
not a big.
The next episode of the podcast will be
Yeah.
after we've watched it too.
Yeah,
love
exactly.
the book. I love the Dune book.
Mm.
I don't know about Denis' movie. I kind of like David Lynch's version, but anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I've heard great things about the Lynch Dune
The Lynch
version.
one.
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I kind of want to now. But in the Barbie movie, there is a moment where where Barbie herself doesn't have like, it's no longer the Barbie movie anymore. It's not about Barbie. In the beginning, it's about Barbie, and then she's sort of in the shadows of what's happening. She's like an audience member, basically,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
being fed like what to be said. And I think that's why I didn't like about the movie. Make it about her. You're making a movie called Barbie. Make it about her. Like, you could do the soapbox stuff, but still, it doesn't center on her. So that's the only slight criticism I really have of the movie. Otherwise, I think it's time for
so
that question: is it Anatomy of a Fall or Barbie? Which is the better movie?
Oh, it's gotta be Barbie for me, man. That movie's so fun. I also like the detail, the sets, and the care they took.
Oh, that
in
opening
every-
10, 15 minutes,
Oh.
brilliant, just brilliant. That
So-
opening 10, 15
So
minutes.
amazing.
Yeah.
The music producing Mark Ronson. Oh, slayed. Like, so killer.
Slay Queen. Yeah, I prefer Barbie.
Barbie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it to Barbie too. I could be swayed on that.
We didn't talk about, by the way, no pets in Barbie, but Anatomy of a Fall. Sorry, go
Ken
back.
was the pet.
Snoop the dog apparently is banned from the Oscars Because he sways voters too much because of how cute he is.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that dog acting was insane. He
Insane.
was like when he's
Oh, Ken.
actually
Yeah.
Ken's the pet
Ken's
for
the best,
sure.
yeah.
Ken is the pet for yeah, definitely. But you know that dog when he's about to die in Anatomy of the Fall, like when his heart is stopped or something like that, it
Oh,
was yeah,
oh,
it was heartbreaking. But no, he survives. The dog is fine. Like he makes it throughout
Dog
the
is
movie.
fine.
Yeah.
Messi is his name in real life, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the name. Yeah, he should
Two
change.
goals so far this season. I don't
He
know,
should
man.
change his name to Snoop. I think Snoop is suits him best. Well, moving on
Ronaldo's
to.
better.
Oh
Anyway.
damn! Oh shit! We got a goat debate all of a sudden. Oh my god! Yeah.
Go debate. Did you see the video of LeBron between Jeannie Buss and that other Laker woman? And he's going, first of all, happy International Women's Day. And then like Jeannie Buss hugs him.
all right, sports, bring it back to movies.
Like there's so many reels on LeBron lying. People are obsessed that he is a liar, and like
It's the best videos.
he's too much really. Like LeBron is too much. But like why does he want to lie? It's weird. On the
Yeah.
subject of lying, the Holdovers, next movie that we're covering. I mean that took me back to the 90s. Really, it is a 90s type movie
Yeah,
reminding me of Scent of a Woman, Dead Poet Society,
yeah.
that sort of tone.
As good as it gets.
As good as it gets, sure, why not? Produced by Mark Johnson, starring my man, Paul
Your
Giamatti.
guy.
He's my
Wow.
boy.
Your doppelganger. Your lookalike.
He's my doppelganger,
Give
yeah.
us some Paul G. Give us a for
I
Pete's
don't know
sake.
if I for Pete's sake, just would you give it a rest already? Yeah, just that's the best I could do. I try. He is the kid. What's the kid's name? The one that's left behind. Agnes, Angus, whatever. It's his. Is it his first movie? Because they said introducing in the
Angus Tully, yeah,
credits.
Dominic Sessa.
Dominic Sesso. Is this his first film?
It is his first film. Yeah,
Okay, I thought he was really good. Actually, I
he
thought
was very good. I
yeah.
thought so too. I don't know why this movie is nominated for Oscars.
You know what? Me too. I don't know why it's
It
there.
makes no sense.
It's
This is the Coda or the Green Book. Like, it's like whatever. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine February movie. Let's call it that,
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
March movie, whatever. It's not a summer blockbuster. It's not. It's maybe a Christmas movie. We could call it a
It's a
Christmas
Christmas movie,
Christmas
I
movie.
think, more than anything. Which, again, a strange choice for an Oscar nomination.
As someone who grew up in New England,
True.
Mhm.
did you find this relatable at all?
It's a little too, I don't know. It's not for me, honestly. I get it. You know, it's like it's a spin on the Grinch, but the Grinch is better. Like that's
Yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true. It's so yeah. Go.
No,
go about it.
I think there are some nice moments in the movie, but it's too sweet. Like I understand that the main character is supposed to be better, and Giamatti does bring it. He does, bring the acting chops and everything. But it's like you said, a
You've seen the
coda.
movie a million
Yeah, I don't
times.
know. As somebody who's been to boarding school, like I've been there, done that. I get it. Like curmudgeon
seen this,
like
yeah.
teacher who hates everybody in the world, gets, his heart grows 3 times bigger because some student touches him in his heart. Like we get it.
This felt to me like Alexander Payne, who's a great director. I love his other movies. The Descendants was good. I know
Sideways.
Sideways, obviously. I know my parents hate that movie. I don't know why, but I remember like sitting through it with my dad, and he was like, "That was hot garbage. What is wrong with you?"
Well, your parents watch hot garbage anyway, so like they
They
wouldn't
love the
mind.
hot. They love
Yeah,
they love the schlock. Yeah.
yeah. So
Uh, so like they love Underworld, the third one, like Lycans versus vampires, and my dad's like, "Fuck yeah, this is what we're doing tonight."
okay.
But we've seen this movie a million times. I think I'm convinced now that Alexander Payne made this as like a vehicle for Paul Giamatti to, prolong his career. Because what else is the fuck is he doing?
Well, I think, like you said, it's about the performances more than the plot. This movie, it's really about here's some meat for the actors, go and feast, kind of thing. And yeah, what's her name? She's been like notching up all the. She's been collecting all the awards.
Joy
What's
Randolph. Yeah.
Davine Joy Randolph? Yeah. uh, she was moving in that movie with the
It was
whole
the best part,
her
I would
son
say.
dying and like at that Christmas party where she breaks down kind of thing. It was kind of cool, but yeah, like you guys said, I thought this was a run of the mill average movie. Not
Almost like a
enough
TV
tension.
movie.
Sorry.
It was almost like a TV movie.
Yeah, almost like a TV movie. Yeah, almost a Hallmark movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was like a Hallmark movie. Why is this even on the list? It's great. I don't know.
well, Coda won Best Picture, and that's the ultimate Hallmark movie
Oh
right there.
God, don't get
Yeah.
me started.
She
Yeah.
hates that movie. She hates it.
I hate that movie.
I mean, it's
I
an.
was angry the entire time.
You were angry at the movie, or you angry
I
that
was
it won?
so mad at the movie.
Mm.
This was before it even got nominated. I just when I saw it come out, I was like, why? The choices made no fucking sense. I was
Mm.
like, I get like this is supposed to be like a representation, but like you can't just take a tried and true story and be like, oh, but they're deaf now, and that makes it an amazing fucking like it just you can't. Like if you're gonna you do representation in movies, it should be done well and originally.
Oh, it's pandering. It's
It's
pandering for
pandering. It's
yeah.
pandering. I
Um,
didn't like it. I didn't
yeah,
like it.
I thought it was
Not a
okay,
single
but it did
I don't
not
like to be
deserve
treated that way.
did not
not a
deserve to
single
be
dog.
did not
Not
deserve
a
to be.
single dog.
Well, what's up with you and the dogs, man? Like, what's going on with the dog stuff?
I'm telling you, man. It's how you win Oscars.
Are you do you have like a need to get a pet, like a dog or a
Oh,
I don't,
don't even get us started on pets. We tried.
oh you try, oh yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't there
We were
you were
yeah.
adopting a dog, right, or something like that, right? Something
We
like
adopted a cat. It
a cat.
lasted 2 days, and then we were like, we can't do this,
What
and we gave
happened?
it. What happened
Yeah.
was
Was it you,
I
Yasmin? Was it you that?
no, it was me. It was
Please
me.
explain.
It was me. I panicked. I was not ready to be a parent, so I
I've been
gave.
begging me
Yeah.
for months. Like,
Yeah.
please, Yasmin, will you just give me a little kitten? It would be
Damn.
so fun. Why won't you give me a kitten?
They're so cute, and then I have to.
24 hours later, breaking out in eyes.
They're cuter when you're not
Sweating.
responsible for them.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I mean, so we're saying Barbie over Holdovers for now.
Yeah,
So
I
like, so
think.
Barbie's in the lead. Um, moving on to the next one, Killers of the Flower Moon, produced by a bunch of people, including Dan Friedkin, Bradley Thomas, Daniel Lupi, and the great Martin Scorsese. Um, it's uh, it's a long one. It's
It's long.
and you do feel it, and you do feel that
Yes, you
length.
do.
Um, what do you think about it, Yasmin?
I um look, I think it was a very well made movie. I think it is a very important story. I think the acting was first class. We'll get to, this later, but I think Lily Gladstone's performance
Mm,
just absolutely stunned me, but it was a bit long. I remember I'm so glad first that I did not see it in theaters. I would not have been
mm.
able to sit through it. We really needed to like pause, take a little like lap around the house or we could keep going. I remember being like, no, there's an hour left. Like, oh God.
Yeah,
Which is not what you want, but it was worth it. It was worth watching.
mm. I mean, I did see it in theaters. I saw it in a Dubai theater. So like
But
there was some luxury there.
Were
Um,
you the only one there?
I know it was almost a packed house,
Oh
actually.
wow,
wow.
really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the movie itself has some amazing performances, like you mentioned, Yasmin. Some great dialogue, but then you have Martin Scorsese who wants to be in the movie, and I felt that yeah, Marty, I think you could cut that out. Like you could save us. You could make it a 2 hour 45 minute movie, 2 hour 40 minute movie. Just do not do the soap box thing. Like okay, like he saved his soapbox at the end, which I appreciate because I knew it was the end of the movie. Thank God I get to leave. But yeah, I thought there are nice scenes in the movie, some great
I agree.
scenes, and some dull parts too. So it's not a perfect movie, but it's something I would watch again. But obviously not in the theaters. I would watch it for De Niro's performance. We'll talk about that a bit later. I'm surprised DiCaprio was not considered as a nominee because that
Oh man.
that
He,
that li- that line where he says, "Oh, I like all women, blue, red, white, black, all kind of women." Like, yeah, I know you do, Leo. I know you do. You like him
He's
young.
like literally just being his washed up self. It's insane.
yeah, he's
I spot no difference.
no, he didn't campaign because you gotta shake the hands, you gotta kiss the babies, and he didn't do that. He elected to support Lily Gladstone's campaign the entire time, and then forgot to campaign for himself.
He's had his moment.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Part of me thinks he just doesn't care because he already got his Oscar, but I like this trend of him playing dumber and dumber characters as time goes on. Like once upon a time, he was like this dumb actor. Now he's like even dumber in this movie. I was very impressed by his performance, but
Yeah.
as time goes on, I do appreciate Killers of the Flower Moon more. When I first watched it, I was like, this is okay. It's good, but it's way too long, like you guys said. I agree with that. But as time goes on, I appreciate the performances. I appreciate the story. I've read the book, and it's a very solid adaptation of the book. And De Niro, I don't know, we might disagree. I feel like he got a little bit kooky and over the top as the movie went on. I don't know if it's the best performance.
You know what I think it is? He's made so much, like so many shitty movies, and like Grandpa this, old guy that
Grandpa.
farts around, whatever. Yeah.
Intern.
My War with Grandpa. I think that's another movie that he did, like a secret movie. And now he has this like stone cold killer,
Yeah.
what if Goodfellas was set at that time period. In the United States, so like he really impressed me. I thought he was done as an actor. That's why I kind of like thought his.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
No, that's fair.
You haven't seen The Irishman? He was incredible
Oh
in that
man,
movie.
The Irishman is. I wanted to rewatch it because the first time I saw it, there was first it's again another long movie, and I thought it was a bit disappointing. I felt it was more again Joe Pesci's movie more than De Niro's movie. Like for some reason, I cared more about Joe Pesci's character than De Niro's, although De Niro is the lead. Same thing in Casino, really. Like Casino is another
Yeah.
Scorsese movie with Pesci and De Niro, and it's really Pesci's movie, although he is the supporting actor. Maybe just
Oh,
Pesci's just out acts De Niro. Do I dare say that? I don't know, but it's out there now. Yeah.
No, I love I think The Irishman is a top 5 Scorsese movie.
No, I really want to watch it again. I really want to revisit it because I saw it like the way Yasmin saw Killers of the Flower Moon. I gotta pause, I gotta walk around, I gotta do stuff. I want to sit through the whole thing, all 3 hours of it.
Sit through it again because it doesn't feel long, whereas this one does feel long.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? So we're still saying Barbie over Killers of the Flower Moon?
I feel crazy saying that, but like I do think it's a better movie.
Okay, all right.
It's definitely more fun. I would say so. It's hard because Scorsese has so many good movies that even on like a Scorsese off year, which this is, it's still okay, but I don't know if this necessarily deserved all these nominations.
No, I disagree. I think it's
Deserves it.
like the production value of this movie, the directing, it's top notch. In terms of originality, I don't think it's an original story, land or whatever. Like there is some Oscar baitiness about it. But I still prefer it over Barbie. I think I would rewatch Killers of the Flower Moon over Barbie if the choice was put in front of me. I think I would go Killers of the Flower Moon. Just my personal taste.
I respect that choice.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a tough one.
I don't know that I agree, but I respect that choice.
I'd still go Barbie. Barbie's more fun and funny.
I mean, I just prefer watching De Niro just smack around DiCaprio for a while, and that the whole that scene in the jail where
Oh yeah.
where De Niro is sort of vulnerable and he's telling DiCaprio what to do, and DiCaprio's sort of like this dumb character, doesn't know what to do, is flip-flopping.
That is the best scene where
I
he's
just
like,
love that part. Yeah,
you gotta do this, and then DiCaprio's going like that, and he's just like, what? It's so good.
Yeah, no,
but also, one more thing is that it did hit a little too close to home with the treatment of the Osage people. and how they the white man ghost completely upends and destroys an entire Native American people.
What a depiction of gaslighting.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it's sort of systematic of that
Yeah.
culture of that ideology, really. Oh man, here we go. Next movie. This is I have no transition for this one. I saw it a couple of days
Oh God.
ago.
Yes. This is the best movie of the bunch.
Maestro, producer
man.
Steven Spielberg, Fred Berner, Amy Durning, Christy Makosko Krieger, what a great name, and Bradley Cooper all produced Maestro.
Oh,
Available on
Bradley.
Netflix for the moment. If you guys feel like watching it, I would say this movie was
10
exciting,
out of 10.
maybe the first 15 minutes, and
So
then it was a snooze throughout. I was quite bored with the whole. Oh, you know what? What like the
You don't know what
part
that movie's about.
I
I
don't
disagree.
I don't know
Yeah,
I don't
go,
know
go.
if it's about the maestro or if it's about the maestro's wife. Because
They don't. He doesn't know. He
Wait,
doesn't know.
It's about neither. It's about Bradley Cooper. This entire movie. This movie is about Bradley Cooper. It's so here's my experience with Maestro. First of all, you start the movie and you're like, okay, this is a choice. There's a weird nose thing happening. There is a dog, Snoopy the dog, on Thanksgiving. Not a real dog, but we'll give it to them.
Really iconic.
And then as the movie goes along, they do these weird shots, and you're like, oh, this is kind of like La La Land. And then you move around, and oh, this is kind of like Tar, which is an incredible movie. And then the movie progresses, and you're like, this is boring.
Yeah.
But then it kicked in for me, and I realized that this is not a movie. This is a marketing campaign for Bradley Cooper's Oscar win, which he is basically on his knees begging to the audience, please recognize me. Please, this is my moment. Please give it to me. Look at this makeup that I have on my face. Look at these cool cinematography, these shots. And I was captivated because of how embarrassed I was. It was secondhand embarrassment for Bradley Cooper.
It's such a messy movie because tonally it does shift quite a bit. There's not enough consistency for me. I did like some of his shots, like when he takes Carey Mulligan from one place to another, and there's a seamless transition. Great editing in that movie. His accent is quite addictive. I just started talking like Bernstein. Oh my God! Behind it, there's a couch over there. There's a couch, with a little lamp over there, and you can see there's a little something going on with your face. You're smiling. And like the moment where he's caught by Carey Mulligan for having an affair with a dude. It should be said that he was gay before he met her, so she's the enemy to his identity, if anything, right? Like she's the one who sort of broke him a little bit. But like
he wanted to be with her.
He wanted, but like they didn't ramp up that tension, right? Sorry, go ahead, Yasmin.
He's likely, I think, well, I mean, only Leonard Bernstein would know, but like he's probably likely bisexual. I don't think that there was no love or attraction. Like they had many kids.
He came out as he confirmed he was bi.
I'm pretty sure he was bisexual.
Well, the movie doesn't tell me he's bi. The movie tells me he's gay, but he had this sort of thing for Carey Mulligan's character because
he had kids with her though.
Yeah, he had kids with her. Yeah,
but how can he not be bi?
But after he's no longer with her, he's going back to dating dudes. He's not dating chicks. So I think he's gay, but he's got a thing for Carey Mulligan's character. Does he date other women? I don't think he dates.
It's a spectrum, though.
Yeah, spectrum.
But yeah, like I said, it's very hard for me to actually critique this movie at all because I look at it and I just see Bradley Cooper again being like, please, whatever you want. I put so much of my nose into this movie that I would like an Oscar.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna get one because it's just like, oh God.
He is trying so hard.
Please just like Bradley Cooper, just go back to making interesting shit and like funny movies. Like you don't have to do this.
Dude, he
You
can't.
don't.
He can't do it anymore, man. He crossed that line when he did that. What's it called? Star is Born.
Star is
Yeah,
Oh,
Born.
yeah,
yeah. Once
sorry.
he did Star is Born, that's it, man. Like now he's figured out the recipe to be just nominated for Oscar and hoping one day maybe someone or a group of people are dumb enough to campaign on his behalf and give him that statue because he's hungry. He's edging for that Oscar for that gold, man. But like you said, but I
He's
don't think.
losing himself in his characters,
Hmm.
I think.
He's trying
Like
hard.
both Star is Born and Maestro, right? Like very similar, like egotistical, like artist first, self-centered, like chasing the glory,
Do you
Did
think
you
he's
see
a good
the
actor?
quote?
Do you
and a
think
bit of like Icarus, a little too close to the sun.
do you think he's a good
I
actor?
don't think he's not. I don't think he is talented, but he's trying too hard.
I think he's a great actor. I think he's picking
Mm.
terribly poor. He's making the worst decisions.
Okay.
I do think I will say on Maestro, some of the individual scenes were some of the best scenes that I saw. Like I do think there are moments in that film that really are elevated to like
I
jokes
agree with
aside,
that.
like I do think the like detail of Snoopy floating up that like places them so squarely in Manhattan on Thanksgiving while they're having this like secret fight in front of their like it's so real. The
I
dialogue is
love that scene. That scene stuck with me because the camera positioning on it,
so smart.
you are just sort of peering through what they're
Yeah.
going through. There's no face close-ups, none of that cliche
Yeah.
directing. It's just this is the tableau. Let me give it you kind of thing. And I think that's the only best part of that movie. Like I'm wanting more tension. I'm wanting him to break down a little bit. He never breaks down, Maestro. I don't think. I maybe even when his
Like,
wife is
even
sick.
at the end, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
like he doesn't really
Close,
have.
but not close.
Yeah, like you know what? The fact that you mentioned Bradley Cooper tries too hard, I think it's true. I think you could see it in that movie American Hustle, where
Yeah,
he's really trying too hard
yeah,
to fit in with Amy Adams, to fit in with Christian Bale,
yeah.
kind of thing.
That was such a weird movie.
It was a weird movie, but I liked it. I don't know, like
I like that movie a lot, but it was weird.
I hated that movie. You don't like the 6-7 minutes where he's going like that, and then he's sweating, and then the nose is falling off, and he's like, bah, bah, bah.
the nose is not.
And he spent what was it like 6 years?
Oh yeah,
learning
apparently
how
he
to do
spent 6 years learning how to compose so that he can go
conduct,
like
conduct,
this.
conduct.
Yeah, I
Conduct.
mean, yeah, the conducting towards the end of the movie when he's really old and he's like 80 or something. I don't know, like he's really old and teaching his
His
future
boy toy.
lover, yeah,
Yeah.
how to do it. I thought that was pretty cool, the teaching moment. They're like, oh, like he is a genius. They're not just talking to him as if he is a genius because they don't really mention his do they mention his achievements?
They skip over West Side Story
Yeah,
completely,
yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
Did you see that quote about him and his daughter? Where he was like, I don't know, when she was born, I didn't really love her, but but then like 8 months in, I'm like, oh, okay.
Can we talk about Maya Hawke for a second in this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, Yasmin, give me your thoughts on her. I want to know from your perspective,
I'm
like,
really excited about Maya Hawke,
mm,
honestly. I think she has really high potential.
is she
I,
like a?
I don't know.
Do you remember that movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, where like he clones himself, several times? I feel that Maya Hawke is a clone of Uma Thurman, but like it's a
Yeah, she
lesser
is.
version. Like it's not as refined yet. She's more
She's
Uma
still
than
young. She's still
Ethan
young.
Hawke. Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, she was interesting. Whenever she was on, I was captivated.
I really liked her scenes. I liked seeing her on screen. I think she has a lot of potential. I don't know if this is, the pinnacle of I hope this is not the pinnacle of what she's going to be capable of, but I think it's a good indication. I think she's going to get traction, and I think I'm excited to see what's next for her.
It's hard for me to judge her performance in this movie because I truly think that Bradley Cooper forgot to direct anybody else but himself and his nose.
That's not true. He directed Carrie Mulligan a little
He
bit. Come
definitely
on.
directed Carrie
I
Mulligan.
I guarantee you, Carrie Mulligan was doing her thing
I was
on her
gonna say,
own,
Carrie
zero
Mulligan
direction.
was being Carrie Mulligan.
Yeah, she was just doing her she's just that good.
One of the few most reliable actresses. Like Carrie
Yeah.
Mulligan, you're gonna stick her in something, and she's gonna perform. She's gonna do a flawless job. Like this just who she is.
She's like acting on the side, and Bradley Cooper's going like this, and he's just practicing. That's the whole. I think that was the set.
I mean, I like those scenes with Sarah Silverman where it's just Carrie Mulligan and Sarah Silverman, and Sarah's
Sarah
character is,
Silverman in this movie?
yeah, she's
Do
the
we
she's the sister of Bernstein.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, no way.
you didn't
Wait,
notice?
hold on.
Okay, we're gonna pause for a second for you to figure
There's
this
no
out.
way. Is that her? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, see, I blocked her out. I was just thinking of Bradley Cooper the
You
whole
were
time.
you were hypnotized by that nose of Bradley Cooper. But yeah, like I kind of want to see the Carey Mulligan Sarah Silverman spinoff if they do ever decide to create a TV series. I
I
think that would be
Yeah.
pretty good.
I
There's
think
that
it would have been
moment.
a great movie if it was about Carey Mulligan.
Yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
it's the Maestro's wife, not the Maestro. So we're saying, so Yasmin, you're still sticking to Barbie as the better movie. Ibs,
Yeah,
you're the
I just
same. Yeah, I'm holding on to Killers of the Flower Moon, personally. So you wanted to say something, Yasmin? I cut you off there.
no, I think that's spot on,
Oh,
Okay.
Maestro's the best movie here.
Ani.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah, Barbie, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Damn. Okay.
This
Okay.
whole
So
list is whatever. But anyway, except for one movie. But yeah, keep going.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
we'll get there. Yeah. Oppenheimer is next. Oppenheimer
Okay.
is the front runner to
Mhm.
pick up the Oscar for Best Picture. Emma Thomas, Charles Roven, and Christopher Nolan, the dude himself, who made this movie just to recreate an atomic explosion.
Mhm.
Cool.
So
This
yeah,
is what-
I've seen this
And like
twice.
big
And
boom.
he
Mango
likes the
Big
big
Boom
boom.
Up.
He definitely likes the big boom. I see this twice in the theaters.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
saw this twice in
What
the
a
theater.
psycho.
the first time was in Beirut, and that scene where they're about to perform the Trinity test, and the sound is just tick tick tick, like the sound
Yeah.
was too much for me to handle. I left my seat because it was so encompassing, the sound, but I stayed in the hallway, so I was watching but away from the sound. I
Yeah.
was having a anxiety attack. I don't
Oh
know
wow!
if
You know what happened in my theater? Because I also watched it in Beirut. You know when the sound goes out for about 10 seconds?
yeah.
Some dude like 3 rows down goes, "Khalas ba'a," and just completely killed the movie.
What a prick. I mean, like, was he having sushi? Was a sushi interrupted? Because I know they love to have sushi while they're watching blockbuster movies. It happened
yeah,
to
he's
Endgame,
having-
by the way. This guy watching Endgame is having sushi. I mean, what? Theater sushi? What's wrong with you, dude? But yeah,
Mhm.
Yasmin, give us your thoughts on the movie, would you? Come on, give
I
us.
don't want to talk about it.
Come on,
I can-
Barbenheimer.
I'll start. I can start.
Barbenheimer.
That's okay. Actually, no, you go first, and then I don't want to cut you off.
No, Christopher Nolan made a men's movie. He doesn't know how to write women for shit. Like
Bad
I have no interest. I have no interest in what that man has to say. I really don't. I just
Come
don't.
on, Emily Blunt was really good in the movie.
No, she was not.
She was really good. She
No,
played
I
an
think
alcoholic.
but like, I was thinking about this. He knows how to make women like sex, drugs,
Yeah.
and secretary/student. Like that's
Those are
it.
the three
That's it.
characters.
That's it.
Those are the three characters.
But it translates to every single one of his other films. Like you
Yeah.
can sort those women into one of those or like multiple of those three dimensions, but that is the only avenue through which he knows how to explore women. I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Mulder
like
steps in.
he's not good at writing roles for women. This is known. Everyone has their crutch or their flaw or whatever you want to call it.
No.
This is his.
This is not a flaw. This is like 101. This is like you're supposed to know that to do this. And also, if you don't, you get a consultant or something. It's so jarring. It actually took me out of the movie.
No, I think in
Out of the
2020
movie?
it's
Oh
inexcusable.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Look, I don't know. Oppenheimer is fine. It's whatever. It's such a whatever movie. It's so
Oh man.
I know this is like. It's not even that much of a hot take. Nolan is. It's funny. You have like Denis Villeneuve who makes incredible movies, artistic. They have great characters. They're captivating, and then you have fucking Nolan who is just like I thought this idea was cool about math, and I'm gonna make a blockbuster, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, this is the greatest movie. Well, it's like, all right, dude, whatever.
I mean, you cannot blame the dude for not understanding women. You cannot blame the dude for not wanting to.
No, you
understand
actually
women.
can. You actually can.
You can't blame him for being who he is. This is who he is. Either you have a right to.
Then it's bad.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying this is who he is, right?
It's not. We're not asking him to do anything hard. Denis does it perfectly. Like Denis writes
Well,
great characters all around, but like okay, so like she said, there's three women in the movie. By the way, that's not even the main gripe I have with it. That's like the second gripe
oh,
or
please,
third.
what is the main gripe?
The main gripe is that his all his movies feel very like holier than thou. Like he thinks he's the hot shit, and there's just not enough there for me to.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about
Yeah.
cinematography and where's Rami, we're missing him, but top
Well,
10 cinematographers.
Saturday night, you don't want to mess with the schedule on a Saturday night. That's
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
Mm.
I lost my shell. I was playing with a shell. Anyway,
Where did you get a shell?
I found one on like the
We're in New
they're
York,
drawn.
not the beach.
We are, yeah. So
I get the
hold on.
holier than thou stuff. He wants you to say, he
Yes.
wants you to believe that this is important. This film is not just important, but the most important thing that you will ever see. I think it's Under the Couch. Try looking under the couch for your shell.
It is. Wait, how did you know that?
I'm a finder, man. It's in the name.
Fine, I'll just use this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, continue. The main gripe is that it's holier than thou. Okay, like he wants you to believe that this is the most important thing you'll ever see in the history of your existence. Fine, but I don't think
This
he's the
movie does
only
not.
one who feels this way. He's not the only director who wants.
No, for me, so that's my gripe with Nolan specifically
Mm.
is that his movies aren't as captivating as he thinks they are, and B, you're led to believe by the audience reaction. So like Inception is a fun blockbuster movie, but it is not that deep. Interstellar is a fun blockbuster movie, not that deep. Dunkirk's actually good. I would say that one. I know we've had a lot of arguments about it, but I actually rewatched it recently, and I after watching Oppenheimer, I actually grew to appreciate Dunkirk more.
What about
Momento's
Tenet?
bad.
What about Tenet?
Tenet is not
I
good.
haven't seen it. I don't know. Like
Tenet is actually terrible.
okay.
Tenet is a horrible movie. But
I know Memento's pretty deep, actually.
Memento is probably his best.
Yeah.
But that was before he went full blockbuster, and obviously the Batman movies. You have an hour post bomb where it's just depositions and Downey's character, and Downey's complete arc did not need to be in this movie. I know this is like a big kind of gripe. He is completely takes you out. It makes no sense. It makes the movie longer. It's more boring. Post bomb, the movie should have ended right there. This does not need to be a 3-hour movie.
I mean, I thought it was fine. The length, I did not feel it as much. And like I said earlier, I'm a sucker for courtroom stuff. Oh, depositions. Give me a nice deposition scene.
Yeah, but
Oh
it's a
man.
movie about the bomb.
But
Like,
the
why would
the movie, what it's trying to tell you is that people think that they're important. Ironically, the movie is telling you people think they're important. Like Nolan
Yeah,
thinks he's important, but
yeah,
really, what we want to do is deny people the satisfaction of sort of endorsing their importance, their value. This is why, like, what's his name is denied his clearance, and Downey's denied that position, and I don't know what. So that's the message, ironically, that Nolan is trying to say, that people are not that important, while creating a holier than thou film. I get the irony, but I actually, what fascinated me about Oppenheimer was, I think technically it is a brilliant movie on it from a technical standpoint. Like the script is pretty good. There's some great lines where Cillian Murphy like he says like Oppenheimer passes down, like he doesn't do the math on something, and he says, well, your math is better than mine. And I'm just like, wow, like the delivery from Cillian Murphy, I think he is going to win that statue over Giamatti, over Bradley Cooper, your boy, BC.
so sad. Because now we
But
have
yeah,
to endure 10 more years of Bradley Cooper making dog shit like Maestro.
dog
And
shit.
that's my biggest gripe with Cillian Murphy winning. It said I can't believe we don't get Bradley Cooper for another 10 years. We
Well,
lose him.
I mean, I think it's a loss worth, if we're gonna lose something, might as well lose that, right? I have no issues with that at all. So you
No,
guys
I
are
also think I just want to say,
Mhm.
like Oppenheimer's going to win all the awards. It's going to win Best Picture, Best Director, maybe even Screenplay. Nolan's
No,
going to
it's not
go
gonna
up
win screenplay, man. There's no fucking way we'll win screenplay. No fucking.
probably because they love to give screenplay to a famous guy. And if you look at we'll talk about it, but if you look at
Yeah.
the nominees, all like unknowns. This is like the year of Oppenheimer, which is interesting because the Oscars started doing this recently, post like that stretch where they had a bunch of unknown movies win Best Picture, and then their ratings went down. They realized that in order to get ratings, people actually watching the show, they got to nominate popular movies. So last year it was like Top Gun. This year it's like Barbie and Oppenheimer. I feel like this trend is going to continue.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know if it's better or worse. Ultimately, who cares? But
that's not what wins.
That's why Oppenheimer is winning so many awards.
Look, I get that point, but I don't think that's what drives up the ratings of the Oscars. I mean, people went on for months and months talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. So what I would like to see this Oscars is Jimmy Kimmel saying, you know what, it's been a couple of years. I feel like slapping someone, and he goes into the crowd and slaps somebody.
I would love that.
Preferably,
I think people like it's been proven that people tune in when there is a front runner. Like, you know, Golden State versus Cleveland in the 2010s. People tuned in, man.
who cares?
People tuned in to Curry versus LeBron.
Okay, yeah, but I think I still don't get why people watch the Oscars. When I first started watching the Oscars, it was because Billy Crystal had like a 10-minute song and dance. Basically, he was doing like a mini Broadway show, and he was doing jokes, like, cracking jokes, poking fun at Matt Damon for being the youngest actor amongst all these like old dudes. Just like he was an entertainer. Now it's like I don't get the point of watching the Oscars. Like I could get the results the next day. I have Wi-Fi.
I mean, we're planning on not watching.
You gotta boycott it this year. We're donating to Unruns, done.
Excellent, amazing. But yeah, I mean,
just to move us along, look, behind every great man is a woman. And Barbie walked so that Oppenheimer could run. I'm going to say Barbie's the better movie. Oppenheimer wouldn't have the success that it has today or the recognition if it hadn't landed the same weekend as Barbie.
I do agree with that. You think he's going to
quite a hot take? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
not a hot take at all.
It's a bit of a hot take. Yeah.
They've like the producers have gone out and said like we wouldn't have had this success. Both movies wouldn't have had this much success if they weren't on the same day. It created this whole like
frenzy.
This like, you know, moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Oppenheimer over Killers of the Flower Moon as from my bracket.
I'll stick with Barbie.
You're sticking with Barbie. We got some Barbie heads over here.
Got some Barbie heads, but we're
actually
up on a couple important films.
I'll stick with I'll actually go with Killers of the Flower Moon. I feel I like Scorsese.
Okay. All right. So one Barbie, one Oppie, and one Mooney.
I will say he's saying this now, but we made our top 10 list of 2023 and Killers was not on it. And Barbie, I believe, was.
It was. I am rethinking my decision. It is like one of those movies that I regret leaving out. But anyway, let's move on. We're
okay. I mean, we've got three more movies. Oh well, there's three more movies on the list. We'll discussing.
Talk about two.
We're talking about two. Moving on to what I think is an incredible film, Past Lives, produced by Christine Vachon or Vachon, I don't know, Pamela Koffler, and David Hinojosa. I don't know. Yeah.
Great.
Do not know this dude, but I do know that Christine Vachon and Pamela Koffler, they are they're colleagues. They work together. So they have their own production company in New York, and they produced this gem of a movie. I was amazed at how, like, first of all, the length, perfect length.
Amazing.
Great narrative, great story, original conclusion, wonderful ending.
Wonderful.
And overall, I think the acting did suffer a little bit. I think just a little bit, not too much. I was compelled. I really liked the main actress. I liked her husband a lot. The Korean actor, like, he was good, but I don't know. Like there was nothing that it seems harsh, but nothing that really popped. Really, like there wasn't.
I
There wasn't
I
that Hollywood factor. It felt it's an indie movie that really that deserves to be on this list. Really,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well,
I
go
will
ahead.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead. You go
No,
ahead
you
first.
say you're
Well,
gonna say.
you were gonna say something. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with you to an extent. I think it was intentional that he was not popping out because you're trying to juxtapose the like white guy with the Korean guy, and you
Mm.
want to make sure that at the end of the day, like there's no villain. They both have their cases, but also you don't want one to shine over the other.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for the like non-white guy to shine through because of how like bland what's his name? Is it John Magaro, who plays Arthur in the movie, is like you're pretty chalk. He goes chalk, right? He's very like your typical kind of
Yeah.
artsy, New
His
Yorker.
acting was
Uh,
brilliant, man. Like he's a
he was
natural.
amazing. That was like the point of the role, right? And yeah, just an incredible story. Great performances, and this is the best movie on the list, in my opinion.
Well, spoiler alert.
I know, wow, going right out there and
It
saying
is.
it.
This is the best movie
I
nominated.
yeah.
It's my favorite movie of the year, and I think honestly, with these choices, I don't think it's even close. I mean, maybe there's one more, but yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
cried in
it's
the
it's in my top. It's in my top three. Like it's a
Yeah.
part of the like the
Beautiful story.
the podium, if you will. Maybe we'll get to your podiums later on. Why not? Yasmin, did you relate to the story or um
I I
like
thought it
I'm
was
not saying if you
so
experienced it. I'm saying if could you relate to
no,
such.
I think it's an incredibly relatable
Mm.
movie. And the premise and relating it back to um her background in the, the theory, I can't remember the word for past lives. What do they
Oh,
call
the
you
like
Yin,
the
yin
Korean
Shu,
word.
yeah, the
was it?
Korean word.
I don't know what it was.
Was it yin
Uh
something? It was Su Yin, maybe? I don't know. Um someone's gotta look it up.
anyway, but I just think I think about that movie so often, right? It's about, the choices that we make in life and the idea that necessarily like we are excluding other narratives every time we make a choice, and to see her, have to face, a life that she chose not to explore, but to maintain that conviction in the life that she has chosen and built for herself. I like it is so heartbreaking. It is so relate like everyone has these inflection points in their life where you have to make a choice that denies a
Definitely.
branch
Mm.
on your tree. Like I think that everybody can sit in and feel the melancholy of this film.
Yeah, and if they don't, they haven't lived, I say,
Right.
really.
Yes,
They haven't really, they
I
don't have
agree.
a past life, they don't have
Yeah,
that. It's Inyon, I believe. Inyon.
Good.
opinion.
Inyon.
I
Yeah.
think about it a lot.
This movie is more sci-fi than any Nolan movie.
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about for sci-fi? What is sci-fi about this movie?
Inyon is science fiction, your past life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of loose, but okay. I'll give it to you. That scene where the two male actors are in the bar,
I mean,
and
wow.
That was
and
great.
and the
So awkward.
Amazing.
Korean guy,
So
he's like, we,
So
we have
perfect.
we have Inyon. He's like, yeah, I know. My wife told me about Inyon. Like she
yeah,
mentioned it
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
She was flirting
So,
with me while
yeah.
telling me about this word. I thought that was, yeah, it's great
Also,
tension.
the moment that she comes back from seeing him and ends up just like collapsing into
Mm,
Arthur's arm, like
The
like
final scene, yeah.
that final scene, and the
mm.
like the acceptance and the acknowledgement that he had, like the love that he is able to hold for her is so complete that he can understand without taking personally,
It's like
the
emotional
emotion that he's
maturity,
having.
emotional
Yes.
nobility. It's that I understand, I love you, and I
Yeah.
understand. And
What
she's saying the
anyone
same
can hope
thing.
for
Like
in a relationship. Oh,
she wanted that closure. Like she desperately wanted that closure. She held on to it even what 10, 15 years after migrating to Canada or immigrating to Canada. She asked her mother whatever happened to that boy I had a crush on? So casually, like as
I
if,
know.
like she's thinking about him the whole time. The whole time she wants to be with this guy, to the point where she's delighted that he feels the same way when he's trying to find her on Facebook, and he's going through her father because she changed her
Yeah.
name into and the whole it's I love how short that breakup is, that online breakup is. They didn't
Yeah.
drag it on.
Yeah.
Great decision by the director. I'm surprised that she's not nominated really for
I'm
best
shocked.
director.
Huge
I'm
shock.
Yeah,
shocked.
yeah,
Yeah, and also impressive for a first time director.
very
Really.
impressive. And
Crazy.
I think this is her coming out movie.
Yeah.
Really, this is the
Yeah.
one. So looking forward to more of her stuff. So we're saying, Yasmin, are we saying Past Lives over Barbie?
I am gonna have to say Past Lives over
Wow.
Barbie.
Oh
We
wow.
finally got
We
us.
knocked out Barbie. Come on, yeah. No,
Come on, Ken's. No, this is the
Let's battle it out.
oh man, is there gonna be a Ken spinoff?
dude.
Oh, wow.
You know that apparently Ryan Gosling is gonna perform "I'm Just Ken"
Thank God.
live
No
Thank
way.
with
God.
like 70 other men actors dancing behind him. Like they're gonna fill the stage with like 100.
Damn.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
worth
love a good
watching.
musical theater moment.
yeah,
Yeah. So Past Lives for you, Ibs, as you
yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Um, it's a tough one.
You're gonna do the like, oh, I have a hot take here, and I'm not
Um,
gonna choose it, even though you just said it was your top three. But let's hear it.
because Oppenheimer and Past Lives are in my top three.
Okay.
My number one movie is Poor Things for this year, which is the
Spoilers.
next movie that we're talking about, produced by Ed Guinea, Andrew Lowe, Yorgos Lanthimos, the director, and Emma Stone.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
yeah, Emma Stone. I was surprised that she agreed to have all these sex scenes with all these random men. I was like shocked. I think Andrew Garfield must be not Andrew Garfield really. What's his name? Jonah Hill must be killing himself, man. This guy has a thing for Emma Stone. Created a series with her, and he still didn't get what every other guy in this movie got. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
well, we all know why that is.
What a
He showed his true colors.
what a career for her. You know, the girl from Easy A and Superbad is now gonna be like, if she upsets Lily Gladstone, a what, 3-time Oscar winner at this point, or 2-time?
Yeah, she's
That's
gonna be a
like
two-time. Yeah.
that's like uncharted territory. It's very few.
It's on the Meryl Streep trajectory,
Streep, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah. But yeah, what did Jonah Hill do? Yasmin, what I don't know this.
You missed this?
No, I didn't. I don't know what he did.
He was dating this surfer, and
yeah, there
the
were some
text
weird.
got leaked where he flipped a script and was like, "You shouldn't be out there like in a bathing suit, like that's so unbecoming." But like really, really nasty, like absolutely disgusting shit, like very controlling, very like he chose to date a surfer who like makes a living off of being filmed in a bathing suit because that's what you have to do when you're surfing. And all of a sudden, like the jealousy, controlling bits just came out. It's really, really unbecoming. It made me sad. I've been a Jonah Hill fan for a while. I love Beanie Feldstein as well. But
Yeah,
Doesn't
he
really
was.
seem.
he showed a very nasty, jealous, controlling side.
Well, the nasty jealousy controlling side aspect might stem from a place of heartbreak. Because I know this guy. I know this guy loves Emma Stone based on Superbad. Superbad alone, the chemistry was there. Like you could see from the way he looks at her, and that the way she was looking back at him, although she was just acting, I think he felt something
I
for
think
it.
he was also just acting.
No, no, he's
I don't know
acting,
about
but
that.
but he created a series with her. I forget the
Yeah.
name of the series.
Oh, Maniac.
What was it?
Maniac's amazing.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Yeah,
seen it. Yeah.
Maniac's so good. But yeah, those it's
But
like
Poor Things is better.
Poor Things is good.
Poor
Things great.
Things. I think practically almost every scene is like a. It's gonna sound pretentious. It's like a tableau vivant, really. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Oh,
yeah, like it's really
explain.
It's just a living painting, really. A
Wow.
painting come to life, and it's just an amazing. It is a hilarious movie. I think it's the funniest movie on the list. I mean, par with Barbie in terms of comedy, but Mark Ruffalo,
Oh my
amazing.
god, so freaking funny.
I
He's
think
His character is amazing.
what a
his
wonderfully written character. Yeah.
yeah, his performance I think is the most impressive to
Mm,
me, along with Emma Stone, of course, because
mm.
what she does is outrageous. But I didn't know Mark Ruffalo had this in him.
I,
He completely, it's like a complete, deviation from what he normally does. It's like
I
these
would.
somber, serious roles. When he's not the Hulk, I mean, of
Mm,
course,
yeah.
he's doing these like Spotlight and like
Mm.
Dark Waters or whatever the fuck that movie is called,
Yeah,
and or Foxcatcher.
yeah.
And then this one, he's just like, I'm gonna be this like goofy guy who just wants to have sex all the time, and I have no morals, and I'm an idiot, and it's great.
I mean, the writing in this movie is
Oh,
amazing. Defoe, Defoe,
everything.
oh Defoe.
Everything in
That
this movie is so the costume design.
Costume's
I
great.
have dreams about those
Mm.
outfits. Oh my god, Emma Stone, like
You're
it
not
is
beating
such
you're not beating Maestro. I'm sorry. The nose, makeup, hairstyle, and costume. You're not beating Maestro. I don't care how good you are. For Pete's sake.
the what I found interesting about this film, additionally, is the fact that the ending is so beautiful that she goes back to 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 the person who made her who she is. She's so thankful for Defoe for Defoe's character Godwin, for giving her that second chance in life. Because the whole time throughout the movie, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's a monster. He doesn't know her. And she had a horrible existence living with that monster, the real monster, her husband. So it's just an amazing. It's a brilliant movie. It's an
I think it's
outstanding movie.
I agree.
Huge on pets too. Great pet movie.
Great pet action.
That movie.
Villain turns into a chicken
I will say I've been
or a dog. I don't know what it
I
was.
think he's a goat or something. I don't.
Goats.
Is he a
Goats.
goat or
I forget.
or a
I
sheep?
forgot.
I don't know.
goat. It is they implant a
No.
goat's brain.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Also,
You
Yeah.
got the half dog, half chicken, or was it the half dog, half what was it?
it
Like,
was something. Yeah. My only gripe, and I told Yasmin this yesterday.
Hmm.
A lot of the first of all, like it's cool to see. You don't often see like women on screen who are just like, I just kind of want to fuck all the time, because there's a lot of like men characters like that. It
Yep.
was interesting to see
Mm.
flip the script there, but a lot of it did feel a little bit like assembly line-y and industrial in a way that like I felt there was
Because
less.
she's seizing the means of production.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know, I agree.
She
I
she's
agree.
figured out a way to make money from the furious jumping. All the furious jumping, she could get
Yes.
some
I
some
my
you know.
question for you both is this a feminist film?
I think the entire best picture list, exception for a few, is about neglected women. We are
Yeah.
neglected, hear me roar. This is the theme
Yeah.
of the best picture. Even Oppenheimer is a part of this.
I
You
don't
know,
know if this one's a feminist film.
it's not a feminist film, but it's a hear me roar film.
Yeah.
It's not
Maybe
like
actually it is, because actually no, it is, because it doesn't necessarily like pander or single out in the way that like maybe
it's
the
not
other one.
saying men are the enemy. It's saying I exist too.
No,
This is what it's saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
which
I think
is
that's
why it's
right.
cool.
Yeah.
Because like the Mark Ruffalo is like clearly a bad person in that movie.
I mean, he is horrible. Like the character is
He's
horrible.
horrible.
But
Yeah,
he's
but also
hilarious,
he's
hilariously
hilarious.
horrible.
I think honestly, without him, again, it's like the Ken aspect. It's like the what do they call them when it's like the alternate reality Ken and Barbie is
Mm.
Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo.
It is another Barbie tale, if you will.
Oh,
it's
shit.
a Barbie tale upside down.
Oh fuck yeah, that's true. I did not notice that. That's a great point
Because
actually.
it's like a doll becoming a human,
Yeah.
and this is
So
a
so Poor Things is the movie that Ken and Barbie watch when they get out of the real world. Like that's the first
yeah,
movie
yeah. They watch
they
Poor Things.
watch. They watch Poor
Absolutely.
Things.
It's
Yeah.
upside down world Barbie is Poor Things.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't I know we're not going to talk about the movie, but like give me so before we get on to the next one, where do you rank Poor Things, Yasmin? Where does it beat Past Lives?
I'm having a lot of trouble. I originally was ranking them Past Lives and then Poor Things, but Poor Things is definitely, I don't know. The two of those films are just so
It's tough.
different and so incredible in their own right. It's tough.
So
It's tough.
you're on the fence for the
I'm on the
moment.
fence. I'm on the fence.
Okay. Ibs?
I'm gonna go Past Lives 1 and then Poor Things 2, and
And
then
three? Give
I
us your
guess it was
podium.
Holdovers.
Killers for three? Killers of the Flower Moon?
Out of these 10,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say, and then Barbie. Killers and
Okay.
Barbie is pretty close, but yeah, that's what I would say.
So Yasmin, you would put Barbie at 3 and
Yeah, I think Barbie at 3, and depending on my mood, it could be Past Lives or Poor Things.
all right. Yeah, for me it's Poor Things, Past Lives, Oppenheimer. That's my podium in that order. We're gonna move on from the best picture, but I did want to mention the reason we're not mentioning Zone of Interest because we do not want to discuss an Auschwitz Jewish sympathizing movie because it's been done so many times, and these are not the times for us to feel comfortable in discussing it. I personally don't feel comfortable or have any interest in discussing a United Kingdom movie about their guilt about what they've done. I'm looking forward to
For me,
discussing. Yeah, go ahead.
I will say my reasoning is a bit different. I don't mind discussing Zone of Interest. I think it's perfectly fine. I just haven't seen it. I just don't want to like I don't talk about a movie I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it because you don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it not
Oh.
because of the source of material necessarily, but because I heard it was very slow, and I just like I'm not in the mood to watch something that's like that particular thing. Not that it's the subject matter. I think we should. It's fine. Whatever.
I
Matter.
think the subject matter should have been closed after Schindler's List. So Schindler's List
Okay, but like
made it
you can't just
like
close the topic.
no, you could close it. Like same thing with
God, that's
World
so
War
much, man.
yeah.
with
I'm
any
sorry,
World War
it's
II
not.
movie. Like the reason why I don't like Dunkirk because I'm fatigued by World War II. So Saving Private
Oh, yeah.
Ryan was the last World War II movie for me. That was it. Like I don't
I
want to
will
watch
say-
other stuff. Endgame is the last Marvel movie for me. So I have
I
Yeah,
did really
yeah.
like what Jojo Rabbit is the name of the film.
Jojo Rabbit. Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit's very good.
I will say it's shocking there's no war movie nominated this year. Because
Thank
usually
Well-
they always
God.
have a war movie
It's
nominated.
about freaking time.
I know, like
Oppenheimer. I mean, like it's a bomb, man.
Kinda.
What are you talking about? War?
Oppenheimer, man. Yeah. What are
Literally.
you talking about? Yeah.
but like 1917, remember that? Rami's favorite movie of all time.
Also, guys, Second World War. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Last World War II movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, what are you talking about? You have a fucking
I mean,
Oppenheimer.
it's not a World War II movie. It's a movie about it's a
Literally
biopic. It's a biopic about a dude. It's not a World War II movie.
It's
If
not a
anything,
war movie. It's not a
it's
war
not a
movie.
war
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
nice
yeah,
try,
again, I will watch
Yasmin,
Zone of
trying to
Interest.
catch me out. Yeah.
I,
What do you think?
I it's not about this. It's not about the source material, to be honest. For me, it's just about the dreariness of it more so. And I like Jonathan Glazer. I've seen his other movies. They're very slow. Like Under the Skin is the one he did with Scarlett Johansson, where she's an alien and she lands in Scotland.
Oh, beautiful film.
Great film. Very very slow, and
Mm.
I just don't know if I have the patience right now.
Well,
That's all.
Jonathan Glazer is one of the nominees for Best Director, along with Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Christopher
Oh,
Nolan,
yeah.
Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Justine Triet for Anatomy of the Fall. Who impressed you the most, Yasmin?
For me, it's definitely Yorgos Lanthimos, but like by a mile.
Okay.
I would say so too.
This is Scorsese's 10th nomination as Best Director, by the way.
Incredible.
I mean, the dude is, I think he's only won one for Departed, right? The Departed. I think that was the
Yep.
only one.
And that streak will continue because he is not winning this
No.
year.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win either.
I do think Nolan will win. Fine. I think other people did more with what they were working with.
Dark
I would-
Horse.
Dark Horse is Yorgos Lanthimos, I think.
You can't really call him a dark horse. I mean, like it's he's
Well,
been around.
that's
I mean,
He's been a, yeah. he's
the
been
the
around.
problem is like Nolan is the front runner by so far that
Yeah.
there's no such thing anymore. Like if Nolan doesn't win, it's like the biggest upset. It's just he's a lock for this one, and Oppenheimer's a lock for Best Picture.
and he's gonna win because he did that. Nolan did that interview with Colbert, where Colbert is basically giving him fellatio the whole time. It's like a 6-part interview where Colbert is just, tell me how brilliant you are. How did you do this? How did you make that?
They
It's
love the
just,
Nolan. They
yeah,
love rubbing.
like he's won the vote of the liberal intellectuals, and this is the Oscars where it's all about, all about that ideology, really. So yeah, we're all saying Nolan's gonna win, and you're saying Lanthimos should win. Both of you are saying
I think
Lanthimos.
Lanthimos should win, and I also think like just in the Lanthimos project, I think Poor Things occupies such a beautiful space.
Mm.
Him, like I don't think he's ever loved a character the way that he loves Emma Stone's
Bella
character.
Baxter.
Bella Baxter. I just my like personal conspiracy theory is that he is in love with that character and he projected a lot of like a very caricaturized version of himself onto Mark Ruffalo's character.
Oh yeah. That is a great take, actually. That's pretty good. So yeah, I think we've sort of covered the best director. I don't think there's much to talk about, unless you guys want to mention any particular scene that you enjoyed from one of their movies, or like if there was something, a shot that you enjoyed. Like for me, for the Poor Things, for Lanthimos, it was all about that boat, like that boat scene when like just the
That is
landscape.
so interesting because I think that boat scene is one of the more like hotly contested scene. Like some people really love it and some people thought it was a little too over-engineered compared to some of the other settings were a bit more natural.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't disagree. I don't just like I liked it, but I know that is like some people specifically took issue with the boat.
Well, the
Really?
CGI of
Yeah,
it.
the CGI of it.
Yeah.
Thought it was too over the top.
Okay. All right. I mean, if you're looking at Nolan, everyone's going to talk about the explosion, right? Like that sort of
Yeah,
the
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, some snubs I want to mention. Obviously, Celine Song for Past Lives, I think, is a snub.
Yeah.
The directors of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a huge snub for me personally.
Okay. All right.
And then yeah, I think Todd Haynes, May December.
I agree.
That
May
guy.
December. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that movie. Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's about
That
you
Well, people can chat about it.
reminding yourself that Natalie Portman is bangable. This is like one of those movies where, like this is like you forget about Natalie Portman.
I
Then
don't know how anybody could forget about that woman.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
you don't need reminding about that.
kind of forgot
But
about her
I
because
think
the movie is telling me that the young dude wants her and that she's an actress and she knows people want her. So this is about people wanting her kind of thing. Like it's maybe a B story to the actual movie, but like this is what I got was, yeah, I kind of want to bang Natalie Portman after this.
The thing about this
Join the list.
movie is that it doesn't work if you don't juggle the tone perfectly.
Yeah.
And that is all about the execution, and that's why I think Todd Haynes is a huge snub because.
So is Todd Haynes also the guy who made the Joker, or am I mixing up my Todds?
Did he make the Joker? Let me check.
Did he direct it?
No, that's not Todd Haynes. That's
so Todd Haynes is Carol.
Todd Phillips.
Oh, Todd Phillips.
Todd Haynes is Carol.
Carol. Okay, yeah, all right.
Todd Haynes is Carol, and what else? I'm Not There. The like Bob Dylan
the
movie.
Bob Dylan
Oh,
movie.
right.
Yeah. Actors playing Bob Dylan. That one, May December, is the most impressive execution by director, I think.
I mean,
I was impressed watching that movie
you
because
could replace the Holdovers with May December. I feel like May December.
Yes,
could've-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's all
But
I
you
got.
know, it's critiquing Hollywood. I get why.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't resonate specifically with this
You would think
crowd.
Well,
Hol-
they love
yeah,
to
they
critique.
Hollywood loves to be talked about. Like, oh, please talk
Yeah.
more about us. It's like, oh,
It
please
was
tell us
just
how bad we are, how naughty we are, type of
the
thing. Yeah.
pedophilia was too much
No,
for
but
them.
it's too.
Yeah.
This is too much for them.
The
It's too.
pedophilia.
It's too close to home. I like also just making
It's like we love talking about each
stories.
other, but like not when one of us is raping a
Not
kid.
when the Epstein files are coming out. Yes, exactly. That's not the right time for that. I just want to mention quickly, Justine Trier. There's a scene where there's a camera, like the courtroom scene is nice when she's sort of panning from one side to the other, like that quick angle turns there. There's a part where someone's looking in the trash and the camera speeds up, like as if it's through the dog's perspective, sort of like the dog rummaging through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
garbage
Nice.
kind of thing. I thought that was a very interesting choice. Did not see Zone of Interest. I don't think I'm gonna watch it, dude. I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's move on to the writing categories. I kind of have a gripe with this. I don't understand why they're separating the two. Just write best screenplay. Forget original,
Yeah.
adapted. Just make
Because
one
it's not enough
thing.
categories. Because it's not enough nominations.
But
They would
already
have
the Oscars they're way too long anyway. Like you could really condense it by just saying best screenplay and nominate 10 people. Easy. Like
I
they do
like
for the
I
best
like
picture.
the split only because it
It
gives merit.
encourages
It encourages
original
and
screenplays. I think that's
it gives
that is
merit to
worth it.
originals,
Yeah.
which I think is cool. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like
I think the line to me is very interesting. Like, I don't know. I know that you think that Barbie is very cut and dry and adapted screenplay because it has IP behind it, but I think like the
no,
narrative to me
actually,
is so
It's original.
unique. Like it's
Yeah.
truly like I don't know why
no.
it's
I
in
think
the adapted category. I think it should be
I agree with you. I think it should be
original.
original.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Barbie then in the best adapted screenplay. It's written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, based on characters created by Ruth Handler. They wanted us to know that on Wikipedia. American Fiction is also nominated. Cord Jefferson, based on the novel, sorry, Erasure by Percival Everett. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan wrote it based on the biography American Prometheus. Uh, it's by Kay Bird and Martin J. Sherwin. Prometheus: The Triumph and the Tragedy of J. Robert Oppenheimer. Poor Things, Tony McNamara, amazing fucking script. Spoiler, I think that's the one that should win. Based on the novel by Alistair Gray, and Zone of Interest, written by Jonathan Glazer, based on the novel by Martin Amis. Ibs, your thoughts on the best? Did we miss
Yeah,
anyone out? Did anyone get snubbed?
yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse based on the Spider-Man character. Definitely got snubbed.
Excellent. That was beautiful.
I
That's even better than your Bradley Cooper nose thing.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
then
one.
Bradley Cooper's Maestro based on the Bradley Cooper autobiography, which is going to be written 20 years
Come on,
from
that
now.
oddly enough is an original screenplay. Oddly enough, but yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so switch that one to adapted based on Bradley Cooper's life. But anyway, I think yeah, this is always one of those categories where like they give it to the movie that's not going to win Best Picture, but like they want a credit. I think that's what's going to happen with Poor Things.
I
Poor
think that's
Things.
true.
Yeah,
They're going to give it to Poor Things so that Nolan can win Director and Best Picture. But I think if there is a snub, I think it actually is Oppenheimer winning this one so that Nolan gives 3 speeches tomorrow night and
Oh, yeah.
and he completely sweeps everything. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
You think, Yasmin, that Barbie could be the dark horse in this one?
That would be fun.
That would be interesting. That would be fun because I will say they were very thoughtful. This crosses into some of the visuals as well, but the references, right, that they weave in throughout the script, the homage they pay to, like musical theater is a really big example throughout. Like I do think it's very smartly written.
It's gonna win a couple of Oscars. I don't think it's gonna get shut out. It's gonna win song for sure.
Song for
It's
sure.
absolutely gonna win song. The big question is, will Billy or Ryan Gosling take that home?
I think it's gonna be the Billie Eilish song.
I think it should be, but Ryan Gosling has won in some of the other award shows, so it could happen. I don't know.
I mean, Billie Eilish is the most likely to have the most outrageous dress at the Oscars this year. Like I don't see any Lady Gaga nominations. Is she invited, Gaga? Because Gaga might trump her. But I think Eilish is going to go all out on this one. I think it's her moment.
Billy's outfits are basically all, of
It's
the
just like
same
in a
genre.
sweater.
She does. No, it's like suit. She's dabbling in suiting now,
Yeah.
which has been fun.
That's
Yeah.
What color
that,
will their hair be though?
yeah. What color will the hair be? That's right. I think
Will it
that's
be pink for Barbie?
yeah, most likely. I mean, I think that covers the fashion portion of the podcast. But yeah, so you both think that American fiction, I don't quite get.
Be a bit surprised. Like I thought it
No,
was.
that's actually a big dark horse.
I don't quite get why it's on there, really.
I think that one has upset potential, I would say.
Okay.
Because they're gonna be like, oh, it's so brave. It's so brave.
Yeah, brave. Oh
They're
yeah,
following the
that's
same
it.
trope
Yeah,
as
exactly. Yeah, follow the theme of the
the
movie.
whole reason it was
Just
written.
if you want to predict like if a movie's gonna win an Oscar, if you just go, oh, it's so brave, and then it makes sense for that movie, it's probably gonna win. So
Okay. Okay. It's a dark horse. You're saying it's the
yeah.
darkest of the horses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for American fiction.
Best original screenplay, we've got Anatomy of the Fall, Justine Triet and Arthur Harari. The Holdovers, David Hemmingson, Maestro, Josh Singer, and your boy Bradley Cooper. May December, screenplay by
Oh.
Sammy Birch, story by Sammy Birch and Alex Mechanic, and Past Lives, Celine Song. So I kind of want Celine to win this one. I want
do.
Past Lives to win it. I kind of feel they're gonna give it to Anatomy of a Fall for some reason.
They're definitely.
I have that feeling that Anatomy of a Fall is gonna win, based also on your sort of hypothesis, Ibs, that they're gonna give it because they can't give it the Best Picture kind of thing. We nominated for Best Picture,
no.
maybe. I don't think Holdovers is going to see love. I don't think May December is going to see love. I think May December was just like a little nod, like, we see you, but you're not a part of this party kind of thing. And Maestro, well, you tell me about Maestro. I don't know what you think.
Oh, so sad. My guy just snubbed again. I can't wait for him to do one of these as
the head
Celine's-
nod and
What
clap.
do you think he's going to get?
You think he's gonna put the nose on halfway through the show? I actually think Past Lives is gonna win this one. I think she's gonna win. But I think if there is an upset, it's probably Anatomy of a Fall. I don't know. I haven't checked like the betting odds for who's the front runner here. I think it's Anatomy of a Fall, but it could be Past Lives.
I do think Anatomy of a Fall is going to take it home. I do, and I give them props, especially to write a bilingual script and to do it so delicate, like in a very thoughtful, purposeful manner. I really appreciate it. Was very impressive, I thought.
I think Past Lives though has the stronger dialogue though. Like stronger dialogue. Yeah.
I agree.
That doesn't matter though.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter with these nominations.
And I do like
It's about how you
personally,
campaign.
I want to give a nod to May December. I think the concept for that film, right? Also interesting because it is technically based off of like one specific interview.
Oh, it's based on a YouTube video interview by like a local TV station that went over to this crazy
that they do
teachers.
Directly quote a few times.
You should watch that.
You really should. It's super worth it. It's so pretty.
Like send a link, like I'll watch it.
He's like, oh no, I didn't, come on to you too strong. And then he's like, really, you didn't? And then she gives him this look and he's like, no, she didn't. It was all me,
really weird.
And it's really so weird. So weird.
Damn. Okay.
It is so weird. I just think to take 15 minutes and turn it into a feature-length film.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty beautiful. I think that's very
No, I appreciate the creativity for sure, but if we were to mash up both original and adapted, would you give it to Poor Things or would you give it to Past Lives?
I would give it to Past Lives.
I think I would like to see Celine Song win this one, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's move on to the acting categories. Again, I kind of wish they were meshed together. I want to see the women and the men.
Very strange choices.
I think it would be interesting.
I have a huge bone to pick here, but keep going.
We'll start with the best supporting actress category. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. That's a remake, right? Color Purple.
Yep. Yep.
America Ferrara, Barbie, Jodie Foster, Niad, and Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Davine Joy Randolph, as we mentioned, has been scooping up all the awards. There's a lot of love for Davine. She's gonna win, right? She's gonna.
Yep.
I think so.
Does she deserve it?
Out of these five,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say so. None of these have really popped
Comfortable
out.
with it. It is crazy to me how hot, like how close I feel the best actress noms are compared to best supporting actress.
Mm.
Like I don't think it's quite the same caliber, if I'm honest. Like
This should have been Natalie Portman or Julianne
I-
Moore.
I
They were
think
so
I
I
think
think they both
Julianne
should have
Moore,
been.
yeah. No, Julianne Moore definitely deserved the best supporting
She
nom
was
for that.
crazy in that
Yeah.
movie.
She
Holy
was
shit.
so
Uh,
I saw her recently. I think it was last night. I was watching The Fugitive,
yeah.
and Julianne Moore is the third billed character.
yeah, she's in that movie. I
She's in that
forgot about
movie for like a hot second. Apparently, there's so many deleted scenes. I, I think they wanted to go with the direction that Harrison Ford's character, Dr. Richard Kimball, was supposed to have an affair with Julianne Moore,
Yes, yes,
and they
yes.
scrapped it out, and that's why
Yeah.
she's third billed or something. But a young like Julianne Moore, she's still hot, by the way,
She is still
despite
hot.
like
Oh, yeah.
she's hot.
That's a mill for sure.
One couple of snubs. Uh,
Oh, this is a
couple of
serious snub. I know where you're
couple
going.
of subs. Rosamund Pike in Saltburn, huge snub.
Huge snub.
He's getting up.
Step
He's
up.
leaving.
I think that is
Uh,
one of the best uses of Rosamund Pike since
She's so good in that
Gone
movie.
Girl. I think it's stunning.
Oh
And
man, that
Steinfeld
movie. I'm
in
trying to
Spider-Man
forget.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
for
of course, the
Huge
Spider-Man Across the
cast.
Spider-Verse. That the voice acting was just superb. I would say that Saltburn. I'm glad it's not. I'm glad we don't have to talk. I could forget about that movie. It was
I so
disgusting.
disagree.
It's
I
so
am so
disgusting.
sad. That movie's awesome.
I think that movie was absolutely incredible.
It
Okay,
was
we'll
the
get to
funnest movie of the year.
funnest movie. No, it was not fun. It was pure.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, let's.
But
Okay, so
another time.
another time. We'll get to it at
Make
the
your
end.
plug, man, for Emily Blunt. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, come
Well,
on.
Okay,
How drunk was she?
Emily Blunt has very little. She doesn't have that many scenes, but she has memorable moments. The scene where Oppenheimer comes back home and the baby's crying, and she tells him, I've been taking care of him all day, kind of thing. I'm like, damn, girl, you're fucking giving it to him. Like she knows how to put sting into like very ordinary words, kind of thing, very cliche stuff. So she brings that impact, and that moment where she has her monologue in the deposition, like
Yeah.
she sold it for me. I think her acting was superb. So I would kind of give it to Emily Blunt, really. I
Nolan's
would.
like writing Oppenheimer, and he's like, "How can I make her just a terrible mother?" Oh,
How
I know how. She's gonna
How
not
can I
know how.
hate her more? How can I make the audience hate her more?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did not see The Color Purple. I cannot speak for Daniel Brooks' performance. I cannot speak for Jodie Foster's performance in Niad. But from the three,
Night Country.
This fucking Naiad shit. Why do
what
they
is
do
this Niad stuff anyway?
Every year, Annette Bening's stupid face has to show up in these fucking Oscars. I'm so sick of it. She comes out with a movie out of nowhere, and suddenly they have to nominate her. It's fucking bullshit. She takes up a spot for no reason.
Okay, I mean, let's
I'm
move
tired.
on. Okay, let's move on to that category. Best Actress: Annette Bening for Niad, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall, Carrie Mulligan, Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. Quite a strong category. 4 out of the
Yeah.
5, really good. I haven't seen Nyad, but I'm sure Annette Bening brought it. I bet she brought the heat. Annette Bening.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
probably not. Yasmin,
I'm a
I-
bit sad that we're talking about Best Actress before Best Actor, because I think that the women blew the men out of the water, at least in the Best Actor Actress category.
uh,
We'll get there. I will get there. We'll get there.
maybe. I mean, maybe. Yeah.
I
mean,
think they brought it. I really think that the women brought it. I think Lily Gladstone will win, and I do think she deserves it. But I didn't see Naiad, but I have so much respect for Sandra Huller's performance. So, like, Carey Mulligan, just super reliable, like, absolutely deserves a nomination. And Emma Stone, poor things. Truly, I think a masterclass in acting.
It's a stacked category this year compared to last year. I remember last year was kind of weak, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just pull it up real quickly.
I got it. It's Michelle Yeoh,
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett in Tar, Anna de Armas in Blonde,
Oh my God, what a
Andre
horrible.
Riseborough to Leslie, and then Michelle Williams in The Fablemans.
Kate Blanchett's such a snub.
I can't believe Kate Blanchett didn't win this one. That's insane.
It
That's
is
like the
insane,
performance
actually,
of the
but
decade.
that, like, let's not go. I think this year's category like is stronger in the best
It's really
actress than last year. Sandra Huller would win any other year. Carey Mulligan, she
I
would
think
be
Emma Stone would win any
Emma
other year.
Stone too. Like Emma Stone would win any other year. I
I
think they're
agree.
gonna give it to Lily for the optics of it.
The problem is the Oscars never go completely chalk. There is always one upset.
Mm.
And I think it's either best actress or best supporting actor. So I think Emma Stone could upset here.
I don't
I
think
think
it would be an
effective.
upset because she picked up the Golden Globe. I don't think you could call it an
But so
upset.
did Lily Gladstone.
I mean,
Yeah.
an upset would be Carey
No, this is
Mulligan.
100%.
Carey Mulligan winning
Yeah, I
would be an
agree.
upset, really.
No.
Yeah.
Emma Stone would 100% be an upset. Lily Gladstone is so much the favorite that I don't
Yeah.
think they even let you bet on it anymore.
Okay. All right, Bill Simmons. But like the momentum is with Gladstone, but
For sure.
Emma Stone, like I mentioned, she won the Golden Globe for her performance. Sandra Huller is not really, she doesn't have that popularity.
Yeah.
And since they already gave Emma Stone an Oscar, they're saying, you know what, she's still young, she could wait for it.
Yeah.
We could have the new Meryl Streep narrative there. Like there's some scripting going on there. So if Annette Bening wins, how upset would you be?
That would be crazy.
I would.
That would be insane.
I mean, I don't watch the Oscars anyway. I would just like give up on film. I think I would just give up. I'm so fucking sick of this woman. She just comes out of nowhere, steals a nomination every year. Holy shit!
Steals a nomination. So
No one's seen the movie. I guarantee you, no one's seen
it's
whatever
on
the fuck.
Netflix. It's on Netflix, and I have not been tempted to watch it.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
directly. It's at your fingertips, and you haven't seen it. That's
exactly.
how
Yeah.
bad it is.
I'm no longer a Jodie Foster fan.
Because
I'm
in that country.
no, I think she's
Have you seen that country?
I haven't seen Night Country, True Detective. No, I haven't seen it, but I think she's a one-note actor. Really, she's Jodie Foster is the same character throughout. She doesn't do
Yeah.
much. She's sort of like what Timothy Chalamet could have been, but he's sort of course corrected his acting, and good for him because he is excellent in Dune Part Two. He is so good.
We'll reserve our judgment until we see it.
All right,
Let's move on so we can go see Dune.
best. Let's do best actor. I want to leave the best category for last. Best actor.
I agree.
We've got Bradley
This is a
Cooper.
weak category.
Bradley Cooper nominated for an Oscar. What is this? Another
What?
Oscar for Bradley Cooper?
What?
Bradley Cooper and Maestro playing Leonard
Bernstein.
Bernstein. Coleman Domingo as Rustin. In Rustin as Bayard Rustin. What is Rustin, by the way?
It's a biopic, and
But what? Who is Bayard Rustin?
Who is Rustin?
I don't know. He's a political activist apparently. Some civil rights movement guy.
Yeah, we're about to look really stupid because it's important.
No. This movie's not good. This movie sucks. And this is one of those. I think they just felt bad. I don't know. This is actually a very weak category now that I'm looking at it.
We've got Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
I think best actor is a pretty weak category.
Weak. Yeah.
It is. It's not as exciting as the best actress category. Because
I will get Jeffrey Wright did a really fantastic job in
Yeah.
American Fiction. I'm gonna give him that.
He's
I liked him a lot. My hot take on Cillian Murphy, for me, he will just never not be a knockoff Benedict Cumberbatch. Like that is all
Oh,
I see.
interesting.
And he like his sharp features haunt my nightmares. Like I just
He's better than Benedict Cumberbatch, I think.
but Benedict Cumberbatch for me at least was first.
The only thing that's gonna last is when he goes like this, and then you realize in the movie that he's actually not upset about the bomb. He's upset that he lost Florence Pugh's hot ass. Like he's
Oh
like,
yeah, like
I
he's.
can't believe it.
Um, I
That movie is
think
Oppenheimer is just a meme. You have to admit it at this point.
I don't think I mean I'm not gonna like say that it's not it's so embedded in pop culture because of the whole Barbieheimer thing. It's just like if
Yeah,
Oppenheimer was released in November, it wouldn't have
it was not.
that
Yeah.
much effect. But I think Paul Giamatti, my heart, I'm biased. I want him to win. I just want him to win because he was snubbed for Sideways and he was brilliant in
Yeah,
Sideways. He didn't even get the Oscar nom. So, like
that is
Jim
the
Carrey, I feel that the Oscars won't give it to Giamatti because they don't consider him to be that. I mean, also, honestly, his performance was very clean, very good, but nothing really stood out. Like I didn't think, oh, this is an Oscar-winning performance. If I had like the Oscar type performance is Bradley Cooper. Like Bradley Cooper,
yeah, but they don't win anymore.
but
The,
this guy
the-
it's because like we've mentioned previously earlier on that
Trying
he's
so
so
hard.
desperate. He's so
yeah,
desperate they won't give it
So
to him.
hard.
the whole movie he's like just begging. He's like, please,
And
please.
like he is just
And
acting
then
his little
this.
tushy off to the point where you're like, I know that I'm watching a movie because this man is acting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ridiculous. It's really it's not a movie about Leonard Bernstein. It's a movie about Bradley Cooper. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think I would like Jeffrey Wright to win. I would like it.
Like
Like
that. I
I
would
would not.
actually like that.
I
Yeah,
think Cillian Murphy's gonna win, and I think there is an upset potential for Paul Giamatti.
Okay, sure. I mean, I think also Killian Murphy will win.
Yeah.
But
Whatever.
my heart goes to Giamatti. I'll be somewhat happy if Jeffrey Wright wins. I would be happy if Wright wins. I don't. I've never heard of Coleman Domingo. I don't even know who this is. I haven't.
Apparently, very stylish dude.
Stylish in what sense?
All I know about him. He like
Yeah.
dresses really well.
Sorry,
Okay.
fashion talk is back. Cannot wait to
fashion-
see that man on the red carpet. What will he be wearing?
What?
He was in Euphoria, apparently.
I
Oh,
haven't.
what?
I've only
Yeah.
seen the first episode of Euphoria, and I realized I think I might be too old to watch Euphoria. I think it's.
Yeah, you're not. It's too the bisexual lighting in that show is just not for you.
It's not. I mean, it's for me. It was the choke scene when Sydney Sweeney's getting choked while she's being
Oh, God.
with her boyfriend
Yeah.
when she's being sexually active with her boyfriend. I'm like, this is a bit
But
too
this
much.
is what the kids
I
are
will
doing
say, if
usually.
you want to feel really like, if you want to watch something and feel like a creep, go back and watch Skins UK. Oh my God.
Oh,
I
I've seen
can't
Skins
believe
UK.
They were allowed to make that.
Yeah,
That's a
like Skins UK. I think I've watched
Skins
all the
UK,
seasons. Yeah,
in my opinion,
yeah.
ran so that Euphoria could walk.
There you go.
there you go.
Okay, well, final
Anyway.
category of the evening.
There we go.
The supporting actor.
The stacked category of best
This is
supporting
stacked.
actor. You've got Sterling K. Brown, excellent performance in American Fiction,
Stunning.
Yeah,
always bringing
great.
it. Robert De Niro, back to life in Killers of the Flower Moon.
PR,
Art-
we did De Niro.
Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling, the Ken in Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. This is really tough. Ibs, why don't you give us your dark horse? Let's start with your dark horse here.
So yeah, Sterling K. Brown is great. De Niro a little bit kooky for me. I think honestly the dark horse is Ryan Gosling as Ken.
I would agree.
I would say this is like Downey's category. He's been campaigning. He's been kissing the babies. He's been shaking the hands.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win.
You don't think he's going to win?
Wow.
No,
I think
I'm
biggest
manifesting a Mark Ruffalo win. I've been praying all day for a Mark Ruffalo win.
Yes.
I
That man
want this guy to
so
get it. He
bad.
deserves it. Yeah.
This
He
dude is
deserves
dude is campaigning harder than Biden and Trump combined. Downey. It's
Okay.
this dude is Like, I find it very hard to believe he's not going to win this. And if he doesn't, I mean, what a waste of like 6 months. Just an absolute waste.
What do you think of his performance, Yasmin, Robert Downey Jr., compared to Mark Ruffalo? Hmm.
Fine. It's fine.
He's so
Like,
it's very hard
I
to
think it's fine. You know, I've
yeah,
seen it.
he's very
I get it.
It's very difficult to actually assess because he's so like his part is so not important to the movie. Or you could argue that it is, but I just think the movie could have worked without Louis Strauss.
Strauss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Strauss is basically a pinata, whereas Mark Ruffalo is someone who thinks, like Robert Downey Jr., who is important, who is the sex beast sent from heaven, and then he has that turn where he becomes um, just a pathetic, soulless creature, and then he comes back to being the villain. So there is that full circle
There's full
of
circle.
Mark Ruffalo, and I think if he doesn't win, I think I will
The
be
physical
disappointed.
comedy too. Oh,
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god, yeah. So good.
so good. So funny.
I don't know if you picked up on this, but there are moments where he goes into an American accent. I'm thinking, I'm sure that's on purpose to
Yeah.
let us know that this character is dubious. Like
It's faking it.
yeah,
It's
like
faking
he's
it.
faking it basically. I think that was brilliant.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
he,
very like Gatsby like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Upside down Gatsby.
Yeah.
when he's shocked by Bella Baxter, Emma Stone's character, like, what are you talking? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Like, he goes like,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
like
That is such a good catch.
yeah. So yeah, stacked category, and I think that does it for the Oscars. It's gonna be I think it's gonna
Wait,
be
we're not
12.
going to do animated film?
I think we know that.
We know
I think
Spider-Verse.
I know Spider-Verse is your one there. But The Boy and the Heron is
Boy in the
also.
Boy in the
Heron
Heron is very,
great.
very
Great movie.
I have not seen any of them. I have to admit, but I will get to them.
You haven't seen the what's it called? Letter to a Pig, the animated short. That's a banger.
The animated short, I missed out on the Letter to the Pig. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the foreign films either. But would we be cheating on someone if we talked about the cinematography, or is it a category that?
I think we are.
Oh yeah.
You can't. I don't think we can do that. Without
Well,
our
we'll save it.
cinematography
We'll save it
expert.
for the next year's category. But like, you guys did want to mention your favorite films that weren't nominated this year. Like some of you, I know Saltburn.
Oh yeah.
We briefly touched upon it. What else made your top 10 list, Yasmin? Like, what else?
Oh yes, this is the best
This
part.
is fun. This is fun. Wait.
Right.
I'm
Yasmin, you
pull
go
up
first.
the official list. I personally loved Saltburn. I think if you didn't like it, you didn't get it. I think Emerald Fennel.
No, I got it, and I didn't like it. I got
it's
all
so
of it.
fun,
I don't
man.
think so.
I got
think
all of
music-
this, all of that, and all of this, and all
Okay,
that
but if
stuff.
that's your gripe, then you're not actually discussing
I
the
was.
movie.
I know. I
just-
like what I liked is the sort of the blueprint where you have this psychopath who orchestrates his entrance into higher society and all that. A very talented Mr. Ripley,
It is,
but
I did
very,
a
very
little
better,
bit of a rip on
but a
talented.
better talented Mr. Ripley. My gripe, and there are many, is that it's way over the top for absolutely
That's
no
the
reason.
point.
That's what's
I
amazing.
don't
That's the
like
point.
it. I don't like
love
it at
it.
all.
I love
I
it.
love that.
I
And
love
When
also,
it.
like,
when he's
so-
slurping the water calm, I'm like, okay, that's
Oh,
disgusting.
I
When he's actually
love
tasting,
that
when he's
scene.
tasting her
Oh.
period and then feeding
Yeah.
her period,
Oh,
that's
it's
disgusting.
so good.
That was
I think it's
gross.
so
yeah, but
hot.
disgusting is good.
But
It's good.
but what the thing is, I didn't switch it off. I didn't pause it. I continued watching.
No, it's the most fun movie.
I
you'll
continued
So
watching to
watchable.
see how fucked up it gets. Okay,
Yeah.
there's some light necrophilia where he's fucking the grave and shit. He's putting down his pants and just fucking the soil. I mean, this is such a like an infantile movie. Like it's a great concept, but sort of
No.
infantile
It's
in
so well
like,
executed.
I think
no.
it's very.
I think, like,
it's very.
honestly, once you like just remove any sort of expectations and you just have fun.
I know
watch
what
it.
you told me. Live a little, Like
Little,
live. What are you
What's wrong
talking
with you?
about? Like what?
You're like
I
clutching your
agree.
pearls.
I
You're like,
agree.
this is so much for me. I
Clutching
can't
my
do it. I can't see it.
pearls.
Come on, man. Well, how old are you?
I think
But
that's right.
also the scene where they're watching Superbad is fucking hilarious.
That's
They're like
hilarious. Yeah, that's
the
just
the Richard E. Grant just sitting there, be like, oh, Jonah Hill, and
yeah.
he's doing his own like chuckle. It's so good.
No, Richard E. Grant, Rosamund Pike, best part of the like best actors of the movie. I mean, how do you
So
pronounce his
good.
name? Barry Keoghan? Is that how you pronounce his name? Is it
Very
Barry
Kogan?
Keoghan.
Keoghan?
Yeah.
Keoghan? I like the
I'm
actor a
excited.
lot, but
I really like him.
What do you got on your list?
I'm gonna hit some other highlights quickly. Priscilla, I love Sofia Coppola.
seen
I
it,
think
yeah.
Kaylee Finney did an amazing job
That was a good
with
movie.
like such a larger than life character. Like so much better than the other Elvis movie. Thank God.
That was
I haven't seen like I'm sort of Elvis. I'm not really into Elvis, so I didn't watch the one with what's his name, Ibs, the actor.
Butler.
Yeah.
Well,
Horrible film.
yeah, I did not see the Baz Luhrmann one. I did not see Priscilla. Although I was more interested in watching Priscilla than the Baz Luhrmann one. So yeah,
It's
uh,
I think it's very well done.
mm,
And I do think another Jacob Elordi film, I think he does a pretty good job. Like Elvis is a very, very tough person to play, and I think he does a good job of capturing Elvis without like memifying him.
okay.
I'd also like to shout out Iron Claw. I like such a tragic film, but I thought it was very well. Like I loved it. I come from a family of like boys. I just like I love Boyhood. I think they did a really great job with that one.
That is the saddest movie of the year.
I think it's a movie that didn't know that had too much and did not know what to do with it. And there was one point where I thought this could be interesting, but it sort of each storyline kind of dragged out a bit too much. Like I'm talking about the pacing, really.
Yeah.
There is one moment where I actually said out loud in the theater, "This is stupid."
No way.
But it's a
like-
true story, though. It's
No,
hard to like judge.
like the creative license they used. I mean, I thought it was so Oscar baity when when one of them dies and he's going to reunite with his brothers. I'm like,
No, but they
loved
earned
it.
that.
I thought that could have been so terrible, and I loved it. I loved it.
I was like,
And I love
okay,
to see
this
Zac
is fine.
Efron get like a real meaty role. Like he's so talented,
I think
and
this is his best movie, his best performance, Zac Efron.
I think so too.
Yeah.
May December we've chatted about. I think it was excellent, totally snubbed. Asteroid City is also an interesting one that I like. That was a lot of fun. Wes Anderson is it's definitely not his best movie, but I thought it was great. And then my last one that I want to shout out is Bottoms.
Bottoms.
Not an Oscar movie, but Bottoms. So amazing. Such a freaking fun movie.
You know, I haven't seen Bottoms, but it reminds me of that Olivia Wilde movie. What was it called?
Don't worry, darling.
No, the with
Booksmart.
Yeah,
Booksmart.
yeah.
Bottoms reminds me of a bit about that. Yeah, so I mean,
it's like Superbad, but for girls.
Yeah, it's
Superbad for girls.
A really nice subversion on a classic coming of age story. I think it's amazing.
Okay, I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch Bottoms. I want to watch Priscilla, and yeah, I think that's about it. Ibs, you want to mention your list? Buddy? You want to mention your list? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse is huge. Best movie of the year, other than Past Lives, of course. How to Blow Up a Pipeline, fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, I've been meaning to catch that. Okay. What about Sanctuary? I saw on your list on Letterboxd you have Sanctuary.
Sanctuary is so good. It's like I love movies that all take place in one setting or like take place all entirely in one room. And it's just purely like actor versus actor and
script. So you like the theater, you're saying, in a movie?
I do.
Like you don't want to go to the theater. You want to watch it on screen. I get that. All right.
But that one's great. It's also lots of twists and turns. I like when a movie engages you purely through the script, which is that. I think Sanctuary does that. And we can't forget The Killer.
Oh, man. Great movie.
I love The Killer. I've heard a lot of like gripes about The Killer, like, oh, it's boring, it's slow, whatever. Yeah. That's fine. I think if you watch it within the context of David Fincher's career and filmography, and that like subtext of it, it makes the movie more.
You don't need to justify it in that sense. You could just say, yeah, it's a character-driven movie, and the character is methodical, naturally it's going to be slow paced. Like it makes sense. Like it's a very
But he's also bad at his job, which is hilarious.
yeah. Like I think I mentioned to you that I would love to watch a assassin movie where the assassin keeps fucking up all the time. Like there is no like redemption for this guy. Like
Barry
he
is.
sorry.
Barry. It was
No,
a TV
Barry's
show.
actually good at his job, though.
Yeah, Barry's
Oh.
good. Barry's
I
but
only saw one episode. It kind of seemed like anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Barry's actually good at his job. What's his name? Bill Hader.
Till later.
any movies you
I
guys are
will say
looking forward
Sanctuary
to?
in particular. Gotta shout out Margaret Qualley. Actually, like
Ah.
really serving in that film, which she deserves after basically her role in Poor Things is to make Emma Stone look like a great actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she did that. She was not. Yeah, that was
Tough.
weird.
It's tough.
It-
But
it's
I think Trey
yeah.
show she's very capable.
Quayle, she's good, but in Poor Things, she does have that Bradley Cooper vibe of like really wanting something and under delivering type of thing. Any movies you'd recommend looking forward to this year? Like I know you haven't seen Dune Part 2, but anything else that you're looking forward to, maybe?
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola has a movie out called what's it? Something Megalopolis, which is very interesting.
What is that?
Megalopolis. It's like an American
Megalopolis.
epic sci-fi movie. It's
Okay.
with Adam Driver and Shia LaBeouf.
Ooh, the Shy Man's
yeah.
back. Okay.
And
That's fun.
he's back, and Aubrey Plaza. That one looks interesting.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
We're doing it again.
Furiosa. I saw the trailer. I don't know. It seems I'm waiting. I'm holding out for that one. I don't know about that so far.
Are they releasing the second The Batman this year?
They are not. They are not releasing the second The Batman.
What are they calling it? Joker Returns?
I don't think
Joker.
I don't think they're producing that one. I think because what's his name is taking over the DC movies. So I don't know.
All right.
Nyong'o has a movie coming out.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
don't know.
spoiler?
There's like I don't know. I think there's a bit of superhero fatigue. To be honest. Although I am excited for Madam Web. I need to watch that one for sure.
I'm hearing horrible things about Madam.
And that's why
really
and that's why we need to watch it.
Okay, just to make sure, yeah.
Oh, and then there's the Roadhouse movie, yes, with Jake Gyllenhaal, where he plays a MMA fighter.
All right.
I personally have not seen Mean Girls yet, and I think that I'm gonna have fun.
Civil War, the Alex Garland movie about America going to Civil War. Oh, and Call Me by Your Name guy is doing Challengers with Zendaya and the two guys.
Oh, is that actually coming out this year?
Oh, yeah, I've seen the trailer for that.
I'm thrilled for that. I think it's gonna be very
that
good.
one should be cool.
It's gonna be hot.
Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt are in a movie called The Fall Guy where he plays a stuntman, and it's like an action romance thing. So that's cool.
So it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
it
but
was written by Celine Song's
check out Mr.
husband,
and Mrs.
right?
Smith, by the way, on Prime. Really
the
good
series, yeah, it's good.
Donald Glover, yeah, really good.
I'm so glad they didn't go. That she walked out. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, yeah.
Isn't?
Yeah, she left.
Yeah. Challengers is written by Celine Song's husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something about like a love triangle. I'm just saying I'm very curious about what is happening behind closed doors in that relationship.
Because yeah,
I need the tea
about two guys in love with a woman, and then he writes the same movie, but about a tennis player. What's going on there?
I don't think you think he's into tennis, or he just like the sort of the metaphor that there's a rally going on between the two.
Yeah, there's a back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, type of thing. Well, I guess that wraps up for today. Thank you both so much for coming on and doing this. I had a great time. I really enjoyed talking with you both. Ibs, it's been a while. We gotta do
with us while we got our lighting set up.
Oh yeah, like thank you for taking care of the lighting. It provides a good contrast with my half light, half dark thing going on. But like my lighting situation in my studio is just horrible. But yeah, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, come on.
Do comment. I'm sure you've commented already on some of the stuff that we've said. And we look forward. We're going to come up with a lot of content really soon. Ibs cannot wait to tell you more about Spider-Man and Bradley Cooper. We got to keep that thing going. And of course, Yasmin is more than welcome to have her own spin-off series on the Movie Impossible channel. We'll talk. We'll talk off the air. Until then, peace.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bye.